Two. Hello.
Well, hello everybody, and welcome to session ocho of Yuma Station, a rootin' tootin', but really lots of social engineering and character building Western sci-fi actual play using Mongoose Traveler 2.0. We are brought to you by the kind folks and Stu at Happy Jacks RPG Network, and you can find past episodes of this and many other shows at happyjacks.org. I am Bill Roper, your humble station master that is blessed every 2 weeks with the presence of these incredible players of roles. Who are these maestros of mayhem? Let us answer said query. As we saunter around the virtual table, please tell me who you are, who your character is, and when your character first knew that they wanted to go into space. So I'm going to start this week with Jay Holtham.
Hi, y'all. Jay Holtham here, playing Miles Manning, sort of the captain engineer of the ship or something. I don't know. The face, apparently, though, of this crew. And Miles first knew he wanted to go into space at an early age. I mean, it was sort of assumed as sort of a family business, since his parents were and grandparents were famous space people. So it was just de rigueur. I don't know if he ever actually made that decision. It was just, that's how this is going to go.
Excellent. Clara.
Hi, I'm Clara. I am playing Blue Lynn Wallace. I need to change my little thingy. And Blue, our pilot slash psychic, more psychic than pilot now. And she first knew she wanted to go into space pretty much from go, because mining planets are boring and terrible and don't enjoy learning shit and exploring. And so like she spent most of her grade school life being like, as soon as I get my pilot's license, it's over for you fuckers.
Excellent. Jason.
Hello, that's me. I am Jason. I'm playing Alex Murillo, a scout and scientist and researcher from not a mining planet, but a gas collecting planet, and also was eager to move on and not live there anymore, because even though it was part and parcel a staple of living there. A good fart joke is appreciated on that planet, but it was time to move on. So
I forgot to mute myself for that sigh.
or did you?
And Samantha.
Hello, I'm Sam. I am definitely a person and not a human-shaped container full of screeching poltergeists. I don't know why you would ask that. What a weird question. I play Salamander Brooks, the ship's resident scary person. And she realized she wanted to go into space about as soon as she found out that was an option, because she grew up on a radioactive vacuum planet, which is, not great. So let's get out of there.
I had forgotten that so many people on this crew had miserable home worlds they grew up on.
It turns out living in space sucks. Like living on other planets sucks, but like living in space is pretty freaking cool.
Pretty much. Yep.
Followers of the show will see that we are sans CADave tonight. He is on a real world journey of discovery and mystery as he travels from here to, I don't know, Wisconsin or somewhere. He's like going across the middle of the country. And this morning I saw they checked in that he was having like waffles. And then later they were going to have bourbon. So that sounds like a pretty good day.
I saw a picture of brisket, which enraged me. The brisket looked amazing.
I was like, this could go a lot of ways.
I know.
I was mad at how good it looked.
So I want to thank Jason for taking over the running the stream duties tonight. And I would now like to say that it is with great delight that I get to sit right back and hear the tale of this fateful ship and her crew as told by Salamander Brooks.
That's me. I have to unmute myself. Let's find out what happened. Session 7. Everyone was back on board the Ursula After their post-dinner shenanigans, Sal and Alex headed to the auto dock to get patched up after the fight at the Paradiso. We discussed leaving the station, probably a good idea, and or suing the restaurant. The crew talks to Chernobog about what he can do. He's going to help remove the camera footage of us from the station. Incriminating evidence, sweet. When Ben goes to begin hacking, there is an email from the Glittering Crystal restaurant apologizing for the confusion of the hallucinogenic frog legs, a bill, and the video from the restaurant. The crew decides to pay the bill, and Ben sends a very polite email along with the payment. Ben and Chernobog attempt to hack the station's video footage. Success. Data files eliminated. We get about 5 hours of sleep, and then Alex's delivery arrives. Parker delivered it himself. Alex unloads a heck ton of crates and whatnot while everyone sleeps in and gets started deconstructing some stuff. Parker Sal gets up for a cup of coffee and shuffles over to investigate what Alex is doing. He's modding out his vac suit with some weapons. She is sleepy but intrigued and agrees to do some gun training with him. Blue asks Sal if she knows where to get some battlefield drugs. She has an idea and offers to escort Blue to Sector W. After they all go to Parker's Picks for armor. Sal gets a name, Gustavos, from Parker for the drugs, and they very awkwardly ditch Miles. We had to do some lady business.
Lady business.
Lady business is shady business.
It sure is. Blue and Sal headed down and got pointed to a lean-to down a yucky alley where Gustavus's shop is. Sal notices an inconspicuous person / guard across the way. Gustavus has long gray hair, Steve Buscemi-esque face, and is very concerned that we're cops. And then additionally concerned when Sal says no, but she does do wet work. He does have what Blue needs. She buys her drugs and then asks Sal to step out so she can ask him about psi enhancers. He gets suspicious and runs. The guard brings up his rifle, so Sal shoots him in the chest, knocking him back, giving her a chance to grab Blue and cheese it through the now screaming crowd. We are very subtle. Alex calls her over the comms to ask some tech questions, which she calmly answers in the middle of the fight. Meanwhile, Ben talks to Alex about Blue, asking if he's noticed anything weird. Ben thinks psi training. Alex thinks alien hybrid, obviously. Alex quizzes Miles on Blue when he gets back. Then, conveniently, Sal and Blue show up at an appropriately awkward time, and they prep to jump to the job with Portia. In Jump Space, Ben works on his deception with Ursula. Sal trains in the turret, making friends with Chernobog, and quizzes him about the Ursula's battles. Miles works with Xanthus, and Blue practices some mental spying on the crew. It goes great. Alex enlists Xanthus and Miles help with the power armor invention, and surprise, Xanthus is now corporeal. He's a robot.
So yes, we left the last episode with Xanthus basically letting Miles and Alex know that if they needed more of a hand, he could do that. He could help. He could be more helpful. To which Miles was not excited about that prospect, but Alex thought that was the best idea ever. So gave him the thumbs up. And early in the morning, when Alex came back to the fabrication bay where he's been starting to work on his project, all of his tools were, after the excitement of getting his project with Miles to work, left it in an unusual state of disarray, since he's usually quite tidy. And as I recall, when you came back in that morning, everything was all tidied up and neatened up, which you didn't really recall doing, but wouldn't be out of character. And that's when, from behind you, you heard,
"I hope it's all right that I clean things up for you, Alex."
But it's not coming through the ship's speakers like it normally would. It's a much more localized voice. And when you turn around, you actually see Xanthus, which I have sent you an image of. If you would care to share that, then everyone can see what Xanthus looks like.
All right, I'll start with the big image. Ba-dum, there he is.
Of course, we all have to. We can see him
No,
in our windows. However, I will. Everybody on the stream can see him. I don't know if everybody's doubling on the stream.
And then I'll just put him down in the side there for a moment.
I don't like that. I feel bad for saying it. I feel like we're all thinking it.
But,
I'm thrilled. I'm not thinking it.
Can you put him in the chat? Because I don't see the stream.
Yeah, I will put him in our Yuma Station
Yay. I wish
channel.
His eyes are two people eyes for my taste. I feel like he's on the wrong part of the uncanny valley.
It's too
I'm
real.
like I know what the art that this is from, and I feel like I'm being mean to like the designers of this game, but also like,
Oh, I don't think so. I think that's right where they wanted you to live.
yeah, look at that.
In that. All right, here we go. I'll put him in. There, he's in our Slack channel for those of us.
Put him back.
Nope, not a fan.
The backdrop gives it a very like oh shoot, Max Hedron moment for me.
Is he wearing the fun outfit too?
He's actually naked. He's not anatomically correct.
Okay, I thought you were going to make me ask.
He's got that Ken doll thing going.
All right.
Yeah, he has no clothing on. If you find that bothersome, I'm sure he would come up with something like this.
Yep. Nope. That's fine.
So I think Alex is the only one who's seen him yet.
Yes.
Did I do all right?
Xanthus, this is incredible. I didn't know what you meant when you said you could actually offer a hand. This design is incredible. And
Well, that would be Dr. Owen. I mean, he thought of everything. He really did.
okay, well, I imagine you could sort of review your specs and make sure everything works the way you want it to work. You're welcome to do that as far as I'm concerned.
I appear to be functioning perfectly well in this construct.
Excellent. I'm glad to hear it. Well, do you feel like getting to work?
Absolutely.
Okay, so I'm working on the servo in this knee here, which is not working correctly, and then we can wipe.
Right, and then the
Then the montage happens.
Yeah.
The fade out happens. As the crew wakes up, I think that maybe it's become because this is probably 2 or 3 days into the jump. It's a little ways in, and because you've already had some time to work with Miles on your project, and there's been a lot of things happening. We're possibly at this point coming towards the end of the jump. There's enough time in case somebody wants to do anything while in jump space, and I think it's maybe become somewhat of a morning tradition to gather in the lounge and have breakfast. So why don't we go to that setting, and let's say you're probably 2 days out from your destination. 2 days.
Days.
Do we have like a long table sort of galley situation?
Yeah, there's if you sit down in the lounge, it's kind of more set up where everybody sits. There is a table that can come up out of the floor that you can all sit around. That basically comes up and down, so it can be used either as a common table to sit at, or when it goes back down, then it's much more of a lounging, situation with the overstuffed chairs and whatnot. But
Cool.
So we're confirmed that Xanthus is Xanthus. It's not like a new AI, right?
Well, it depends on what Alex tells you.
Okay.
So he's the only one.
Yeah.
Alex is the only one who has seen Xanthus in a physical form.
I can't imagine it coming up in conversation, actually.
I mean, Blue's side thing has been just trying to see if we can find more AI, because, again, Barbie's magic dream ship. Like, you gotta press all the buttons on it.
Oh, I could think how it would come up, but depending on how everyone is, I imagine Alex has been sleeping weird hours and is probably up in the morning with like the crappy coffee that we can make in the little pods, you know. But he's
Right, you've probably been up for a good 2 to 3 hours before anybody else is up at this point.
yeah, because I'm just like my sleep schedule's all off, and I'm looking at like. Is tech level 11, like, do we have like freestanding holograms and stuff?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, I think he's just he's not sitting at the table. Alex is like kind of over at the counter, between the sink and the coffee maker and everything, and it's like has a model that he's moving around while he's drinking coffee, and kind of just looks like he's been in there a while. His hair's like a weird way, and yeah.
You okay, Alex?
Yeah, actually, we've made a lot of progress, Xanthus and I. Like,
Good.
That I don't know if you remember that the motivator on that knee servo that we were looking at, that we just couldn't get it to connect properly. Xanthus had a terrific idea and just got right in there and put it together himself. Like, it was. Oh, actually, Bill, does Xanthus use he/him pronouns?
He hasn't used any pronouns.
Oh, okay. I think Alex would have asked pretty early.
Seems like standard practice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure, if that's comfortable, he, him, they, them, whatever's fine.
Okay.
I do seem to have presented as a neutered male prototype, so.
Well, yeah, I mean, whatever you prefer.
Let's go with he, him. That sounds great.
Yeah, okay. So
Dr.
that
Rollins is a he, him. I like to be a he, him, too.
So yeah, I'm in the galley and with Miles, and yeah, I'm like trying to show Miles the
Me?
the design. Yeah, the knee of the suit, right? Like I couldn't get it to
right.
deliver power evenly.
Oh yeah. So okay, that's great. You were able to. All right, Jeff was able to talk you through it. That's cool.
Well, actually, he did most of the fabrication, and then was able to install it a little bit more precisely than I was. So he's been a huge help.
Fabrication with like a 3D printer?
Well, we did use the printer, yeah.
Okay, so Xanthus printed out the thing and then you installed it.
Yeah, it was great actually because I got to sleep for a couple hours while he did that. It was I didn't realize I'd gone like 18 hours or something.
Yeah.
I forgot to sleep again.
Yeah, you gotta get sleep, but yeah. But cool. So you were sleeping while Xanthus fabricated the thing, and then
yeah, and he had started the install by the time I came back, and so I came back and he wanted me to oversee the last of it. So yeah, it went great.
How did he
Well,
install?
Have you not seen his anthroform?
His what now?
Anthroform. His humanoid drone.
No.
Yeah, he pilots a humanoid drone, and I just hit the intercom like, "Hey Xanthus, what are you up to right now?"
Oh, I was just finishing the install on the second knee. I just finished up. In fact, I was about to contact you to see if you had something you needed me to do next.
Well, actually, Miles wanted to ask you something. But it's easier if you come up to the galley.
Oh, of course, yes. I'll be right there.
Okay, thanks.
Okay.
And
It's a good point for Sal to walk in and make some coffee.
Yeah, I think Blue is probably lurking in the galley, but in a corner drinking coffee.
Oh my god, Blue's been there the whole time.
Blue's been there the whole time, just
in the back of what?
just frog Blue.
Oh, good. Yeah, okay.
How awake are you when you get up, Sal? Are you pretty groggy, or...
Not very. She is not a morning person.
Okay.
Very bleary-eyed.
As you walk up, come up out of the the gun room, and to come up into the galley. You're kind of like rubbing your eyes and out of it, and there's somebody blocking the doorway into the that's standing in the door to go into the lounge.
If you don't want to get stabbed, you should move. I need coffee.
Oh, I'm sorry, Sal. Let me get out of your way.
And that's when you all kind of see the same point, since he's moved in there very quietly. There is Xanthus in a fully anthropized form.
Huh.
Xanthus?
Yes, Miles? Isn't this great? I can help you guys so much more now.
Why does it look like that?
That's pretty
Who?
cool.
Where? How? Wait, what?
I'll try to take those in order. So, Dr. Owens is the one who designed this. Where is in the fabrication lab. And when last evening, it just seemed I'd asked, and Alex was quite keen to have me help. And this was a way that I eventually was able to help Dr. Owens around the ship as well. So it makes it so much simpler for me to be able to perform some of these tasks as opposed to just having to answer questions or walk you through things.
Yeah,
so wait,
it's been a huge help, Miles. Seriously.
I'm sure this situation was on the ship the whole time.
Well, no, I was just going through a general AI programming, but this was something that Dr. Owens had created a protocol that I could use to actually enter a physical form through this automation, and then I'm able to actually help her on the ship. I mean, he flew alone a lot, so it was really helpful, and really let us have a better relationship. At least I think we did, and really let me kind of be a real part of the crew.
Okay, I understand that the question I'm going to ask is not quite going to be phrased in a way that I am comfortable with asking it, but it seems important. Are there other bodies on this ship?
That is not the question I thought you were going to ask.
But that's a good one. That's a good place to go with that.
Do you mean like this body?
Yes, like that one. Like, not exactly. I understand sometimes you're very literal.
Yes. Oh no, I appreciate the point of clarification. There are neither more copies of this body or other bodies like this. I had to fabricate this one last evening.
Yes. My question is, you say you did this with Dr. Owens, meaning you've fabricated or he fabricated bodies for you in the past.
Oh, yes. When I was on the ship with Dr. Owens, this was what he eventually got to when he realized that it'd be so much more helpful if I could be there actually giving him a hand.
Okay.
And that was my experience as well, honestly. That actually not just explaining put your finger on the diode was he could actually do it, and then I could complete the connection.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic. I had forgotten, which seems very strange to say as an AI, but perhaps just that part of my database was closed off or damaged in some way. But Blue's been great. She's asked us to go and dig around to see if we could find things about other AIs. And I kind of took a journey of self-exploration might be the best way to phrase it. And found out that there were actually plans for this. And so on Alex's behest, I went ahead and did it. And so far, I think it's been great.
I'm sure. I just I have so many thoughts and questions.
I have a
I'm happy to
follow-up
answer any questions
question.
you have, Miles.
I have a follow-up question, but I don't know how relevant it is. Mostly, how are you so bipedal?
Do you
I mean, Dr. Owens by himself on a spaceship.
I get.
I'm sure Dr. Owens
Handsome
designed it.
anthropomorphic robot. It kind of explains itself.
I'm fairly sure Dr. Owens designed me so I would be able to work at any of the stations in the ship.
I'm
Which means
curious.
I would have to conform to the configuration of the control panels and the heating and all the other elements of it. So I'm sure in this case, form follows function.
Well,
Yeah, Alex.
Yep.
Alex, you should talk.
Well, I was just gonna ask a clarifying question of Blue. Blue, do you mean why are you bipedal? Because you said how are you bipedal, and I could explain the sort of gyroscopic mechanism involved if that's your question, but I'm not sure if that's what you were asking or not.
No, that was the question. I guess this is I feel like this is very, very advanced. What we're looking
Well,
at.
it's sort of on par with, we could certainly provide if somebody needed a cybernetic leg or arm, and if you just print a pair of those and attach them to a torso chassis, it's not particularly complicated.
Right, and as a universe note, like this is kind of the top end of tech level 11. Like there are autonomous robots at this tech level. They exist. One that elected to construct itself is certainly the unusual component.
Yes,
we're smushing our faces right up against transcendentalism at this point. Like,
this is. Yep. This is
a lot of the seats in the ship are built for bipeds. It's there's some narrow passageways. I'm sure Xanthus made a calculation and decided this was a good arrangement.
Honestly, that makes a lot of sense. I guess it's not this is not easy what we're looking at, right?
Do you find me difficult to look at?
I think she means it's not easy for you to. It's the fabrication of such a body is not a simple process.
That.
Well, I just put the schematics into the fabricator, and it seemed to take more time than effort. But I'm sure that this design was very cutting edge. I mean, Dr. Owens was brilliant. And so is this not common?
No. That is not a common thing, no.
I heard calming and I was like, I don't know how to answer that question politely.
It is also not calming, yes.
Yep, no.
Yep.
Cool.
To that note, Xanthus, it is probably better if you don't pilot your anthroform off of the ship, just because other humans, and Alex sort of like accidentally glances at Blue, like what he thinks is subtle, right? Like,
yeah.
It's like, but other humans would be a little surprised, I think, right? This is a pretty high end as far as what humans are familiar with technologically.
Yes.
Well, why do you want me to go off the ship? I mean,
you should
be with you, and then I should go with you.
Well, no, what I mean is, if you were going to come with us, it might be better to tag along via our comms or something like that, just because, visually, people would be surprised. And also might try to abduct you for research, which is not acceptable.
I would definitely...
Wait, someone's going to try to abduct Xanthus?
No.
Wait a minute, that's not... What?
No, Ursula, no, we're fine.
I'm trying to prevent that situation.
Why? Well, and where's Benjamin? Why isn't he here? Why is he in his room?
Benjamin's not in his room?
Wait, what?
No, he is in his room, but he usually comes out for breakfast too.
He's probably
been in there recording. Just recording and recording.
He did say he was trying to put a lot of episodes in the hopper so that he could just automate that. I imagine he's trying to get a lot done.
Now I'm worried that someone's going to come after Xanthus.
No one's going to come after Xanthus.
Our robots have anxiety.
Yeah.
Don't you worry, Ursula. If anyone comes after Xanthus, I will personally murder them.
Exactly.
And I have to say, Ursula, your concern and show of concern is a very advanced feature that most AI don't experience. And I just hope you can acknowledge how special you are.
Well, I think we're all special. Thank you, Alex. But now I'm just kind of worried for everyone's safety. If someone's gonna come after Xanthus, I mean,
Can
what are they gonna do to you?
Thank you, Ursula. I think we'll be fine. I think we can handle ourselves.
Plus, we've
I'll
always
be
got
fine, Ursula.
Turtlebug.
Don't worry. You heard Sal. She said that she would murder someone if they came after me. I
Yep.
think.
Hey, Xanthus, do you have any combat training?
I don't, but I'm a very fast study.
Would you like to spar with me?
Well, if Alex can spare the time.
Oh,
Blue
yes.
and Miles are sitting behind Xanthus, like,
As a matter of fact, Xanthus, Sal was also going to educate me in sword fighting. And perhaps it would be helpful if the three of us, because Sal, you could direct the two of us, and maybe that would help things along.
Yeah, I could.
I'm the weird
Sure,
one on
that
this
sounds
ship.
that sounds
Yes.
great. I'd love to do that. That sounds great.
Sweet. This day is getting way better.
I
I'll
have
just pat you on the shoulder.
Xanthus.
Yes,
I mean,
Ma.
thanks for coming up. You can return to engineering. It's good to see you.
Great. We're about I think about 40 hours out from our destination point. Miles, if you'd like, I could make a systems run on the engines.
What?
That'd
day
be
is
great.
it?
Thank you. That would be great.
Great. All right.
And he turns and leaves.
Alex looks genuinely shocked that there's only 40 hours left. He's like, had no frame of reference for where we were.
we moved.
That sounds about
fast.
right.
I'm gonna go play chess with Ursula, I think, and Blue stands up to extract herself from what is honestly the weirdest situation I think she's ever been in.
Alex is like, okay, good morning, Captain.
Yeah.
Heading out.
I'm gonna follow Blue, and I don't know how to do this next bit subtly.
Yay!
You know what? No. I'm gonna follow Blue, and I'm just gonna look at Blue and be like, you know what? No. And I'm gonna go to the bridge.
Should I be concerned? What?
No. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. We can talk about it later.
We have 40 hours to kill.
We can talk about it later.
When is later?
At a
We are
time later than
going
now.
We are going to a place to ship things
Mm-hmm.
that, frankly, I think you and I both know are not going to be good, are not the most uppity of up.
No,
And
definitely not.
I just don't want to, if there's a thing we need to deal with now.
I'm going to take out a piece of paper. I'm going to write a little note that says, let's not talk about it on the ship, because listening, and pass her just a little note, just, nice and subtly.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm going to go up to the bridge and see how the astrogation is going.
I'm going to kill some time playing chess with Ursula and definitely not spying on my friends, because y'all are doing something. Y'all are up to something.
Do you? So what is your intent over the next until the rest of the time until you make rendezvous with Portia?
Well, I do need to check in with Portia before we get there for obvious reasons.
Mhm.
I would
I mean,
like to.
she knows when you're coming. You're going to get there a little early.
Mhm.
You guys left a little early, but you don't really have a way to communicate with her from jump space.
That's
Like
true.
when you get there, when you get in system, then you could ping her.
I mean, other than like leveling, which we've already kind of done,
Mm-hmm.
there's not a ton that I need to do except
Okay.
for continue working with Ursula and theoretically Xanthus and Chernobog to go through the data in their backlog to see if there's anyone else hiding. In fact, probably just physically exploring the ship and looking in like all of the hidey holes for other things.
Mhm.
Sure. So why don't you go ahead and make a investigate plus int roll?
This game needs dice.
Does they're only 6-siders though, and that's all you need.
I just reached into my giant dice bag and that has like 50 6-siders and pulled out 2 d12s. Do I have investigation? I really should, but I don't. All right, so this is gonna be at a minus.
Alex does if you want to ask for help.
This is a -2. Alex seems busy, but I would usually ask Ben.
Sure, he could help you.
Yeah. Alex,
Go ahead.
the normal person.
He's really busy. He's like, I'm recording right now. I've got an incredible cast that I'm working on because I've got to get some information out to the Listerines so we can keep that money coming in, so we can go out and look for artifacts. But sure. So go ahead and make the roll. He's like, I can help you for a few minutes. And you can see like when he's answered the door, his hair is all disheveled and his shirt sideways, and he's obviously been pulling, like all-nighters and sleeping whenever he can. And he's got things pinned up all over inside of the stateroom, one of the 2 staterooms he has, the one where he records, and he's got the strings up, like he's in full-on conspiracy theory recording mode.
My only second thing would be like, can I tell what he's working on?
It's all written in weird code. I mean, you could there's a way you could find out.
I'm not looking like that. I'm not gonna look this time. I learned my lesson, kind of. Does his help?
So he'll help and go ahead and make it at an even roll.
Awesome. Well, I still didn't do it. That's a 4.
Okay.
I tried.
So you kind of over the course of the time you check around the ship. You don't really find anything, in terms of secret compartments or hidey holes and stuff. You probably at some point run into Xanthus just because it will make you uncomfortable, and that's always good. But in your playing with Ursula, I'm going to say over the course of time, I'm going to give you 2 questions you can ask her about that would have come up in the database search, and I will answer them for you.
Well, one of them is not the first one I thought of is mostly, did we get anything back on Dr. Owens and from pinging Central? Quietly?
You wouldn't have
We wouldn't have by now.
Yeah.
Maybe since we're going further in, it'll come in faster. I guess the first question is, I want to figure out who built. I guess I'm trying to figure out who built Ursula, and if she has any if anyone left any notes.
Okay.
Well, I've been really digging and trying to find this stuff out because I realize it is really important. And wow, it must be a real mystery. I guess I hadn't really thought about it since I just was activated when Benjamin brought me online. But well, since we've talked with Chernobog and with Xanthus, I mean, obviously there's more of a history here. So I went back and I can at least give you some answers. The actual database itself, which seems to be where all of the AI protocols and algorithms and and basically where we live is actually somewhat old. I'm not really sure what counts as old in human timelines, but it's about 50 years old or so. Is when the initial, it looks like, database was installed. And I know for that, it seems like Xanthus is the oldest of us, from when Dr. Owens owned the ship, and it looks like he was installed about 16 years ago.
Interesting. I guess
Chernobog's a lot newer. I mean, not as new as me. He's only been around for about 6 years.
Chernobog is 6 years old. Fascinating. I only ask, I want to figure out more of the history of the ship. I think if I could just get a memory to go on, I could probably move in direction. Even a voice, an audio recording, anything.
Well, I could possibly find some audio recordings. It looks like Dr. Owens kept a lot of notes, and those still appear to be in the database.
I would love a copy of those.
And she'll point you in the direction of, like, here there, and there's basically a drive that has a good amount of notes that Dr. Owens took. Seems like he probably had a habit of, almost like reciting into a dictation.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I guess I'm trying to see anything that I can glom onto to use clairvoyance later. That's sort of where I'm going with that.
Alrighty. We'll assume that there's probably something there you could try that with.
Awesome possum. Can I do that? I was gonna say I will let somebody else do something, or else I'm gonna do that now.
Yeah, I think that might happen after the milk run.
Yeah.
But I think we're set up for that.
Cool.
Jason, you won't be able to make any more progress on your project, just from the timing scale. But
yeah, that's fine.
You did get that done. The one thing we didn't figure out is it was the power systems that you worked on with Miles. So from the list of stuff you have to do.
Yeah.
By working with Xanthus, the 2 tool sets you don't have to actually make. That was part of the deal.
Okay.
Right. So that left you with 5 rolls to have to make.
Yeah.
And so I think this is probably the thruster pack is the one that it takes off.
Oh yeah. I was thinking either the thruster pack or the grav-assist, because those were the, like, I can't figure out how to put that in a
it could be
small pack.
It could be the grav-assist, and then you would probably get Blue to help you with the thruster pack.
That's what the main thing I was thinking was, like, the technology is just short of like having, like, we have gravity assist in our ship, but it's runs on a huge.
But that's the only way those work is on a massive scale, right? So having a personalized version of that definitely requires the miniaturization work that you did with Miles. Okay, perfect.
All right, so I'm gonna bold grav assist, and that's done.
Great. And I think we talked about that a little last session, but for people at home, knowing Miles is working on a long-term project with his level up.
Alex is, not Miles.
I'm sorry, Alex. Sorry. Alex is working on a long-term project with his level up stuff to basically make the first tech level 12 Iron Man suit, sort of, quasi, somewhat. But yes, there's a lot of stuff he has to do to get there. But so far, so good. Miles, is there anything you want to be doing in that 40 hours?
I'm trying to think of what I feel safe doing, what I feel comfortable doing. I'm probably gonna do something similar to what Blue has been doing and trying to search the database for records about Dr. Owens and try to build a timeline
Okay.
of
Why don't you roll investigate plus int?
That's good because I don't have anything in investigate, so that's awesome.
You ask Ben again because we're working on a separate project.
That's a 7 on the dice, plus my int is a 9. Plus my int, that's an 8. But since I don't have investigate, that's -3.
Right.
So
So
that's
you're poking
5.
around. Yeah, you're poking around on your own. Doesn't really find you anything. But if you'd like to sit down and talk with Xanthus, you could ask him some questions.
I would not like to do that. I
Just thought I'd give you the hard choice.
Yeah, nope. I feel like I would not like to let Xanthus know that I'm super curious about all of that.
Great. And Sal, is there anything you wanted to be doing during our last bit of the trip?
Yeah, I want to wrestle that robot.
Excellent.
This is great. I've never got to do any of this kind of thing with Dr. Owens. Did you want me to download some combat protocols, or did you want to program them yourself, or?
Let's see what you can download.
Can you put Chernabog in Xanthus's body?
I would really rather we did not even consider doing that.
Downloading defensive protocols into Xanthus Anthropomorph.
Oh, boy.
Okay, wow. Woo! Sure. Okay, I can do this.
Yeah?
And you see him start, like, he's kind of like moving his limbs, and he's like ridiculously flexible, and like even just from the construction where he's not limited to even some of the normal ways that arms and legs bend.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh, sorry, I was still in the Xanthus voice. Apologize for that. Yeah, so he is extremely flexible and not limited. He's all double jointed, plus in that, and he's happy to start training with you.
Sweet.
did you want to do physical weapons combat, ranged combat, hand to hand? And he starts just like running down this obvious like list of combat types. It's like, did you want to use rod? He's like, he's obviously sifting through a database. I'm shifting. Sorry.
Damn it.
Did you want to do raw or melee combat? Did you want to do weapons? Did you want to do?
Let's start with some unarmed hand-to-hand combat and graduate to weapons.
All right.
So he will start sparring with you. Make a. Do you have unarmed?
Yes, I have that at 0.
Okay. Yeah. Make unarmed plus strength, and let
Okay.
me know what you get.
Right. Ooh, not great. We got a 6.
So during the course of the training, you come in and maybe you're taking it a little too lightly. Maybe this is a little too kind of funny, right? At one point he just does like a forward thrust with his arm and catches you square in the chest and like slams you across the room. He hits you like way more than sparring hard.
Okay.
And you go flying back across the room. You're more stunned than anything else.
Okay.
But it definitely hurt. And when he sees that he did that, he's like,
"Oh wow! Wait, was I supposed to do that? Are you all right?"
Yeah, I'm fine. In a real fight, that is awesome. For sparring, maybe dial it back just a little bit.
I'm sorry. I haven't really done this. Don't think I'm used to being in this automation. Did you want to keep going? I understand if you don't.
Heck yeah. Let's do it again.
All right. And I think for the rest of the training, you know, you've realized that like, oh, you need to be maybe a little more careful because you know, you though you could easily kick anybody else's butt on the ship. It's like, oh, like he's made of, you know, polycarbonates and and servos and you know,
It's a fist fight with a forklift.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah, not good. So yeah, you go through and you can graduate to weapons if you want, and he'll keep pace and basically you know, unless you're going to use a technique that is uniquely yours,
Mhm.
you know, any technique fighting style that is cataloged, he seems to have access to.
Okay.
He knows kung fu.
Ooh, fun. She probably has some like underhanded moves that he's not real familiar with.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, roll your is your melee blade your best?
Yeah. Blade
Yeah.
is the best
Yeah.
one.
Roll that plus your strength.
Okay.
And tell me what you get.
I love the idea that Sal's gonna break the
Okay,
robot
the
body.
last one. Where'd it go?
Definitely break the robot body. That's gonna go really well.
Okay. That one I got a 7.
Okay. Yeah, you definitely surprise him with the move. I think your intent was to do something like take him down off his feet, right, or something. And you do this like back sitting spin kick to take out his leg, and you kind of like, and he doesn't move. He's like, oh, that's really interesting. I have to add that. And he kind of like, you know, looks up into the right for a second, and then he's like,
Does he fall over late? Like, oh.
no, he just stands there. He's like, oh, that was really interesting.
Yeah, it's a good one. Usually people that aren't quite as sturdy as you will fall over from that.
I could see how that would be highly effective.
I can see how that would be highly effective.
Yeah. This was fun, Xanthus. I think that's probably enough for today. Let's go get a beer in the galley. Can you drink beer?
I don't know. No one's ever asked. Sure.
Let's find out.
And he'll go with you to the galley, and he will go and get a beer with you, and basically he sticks a finger in it first. He's like, I can process this.
Awesome.
And then he just basically goes, and it's just boom, gone. It's like he just opened a hatch.
He's gonna have to release it later.
Anyone near the galley
Hey,
can hear
we
Sal
all have
cackling
to.
really loud. That's
I know,
hilarious.
I love it. Oh my
Like,
God.
you know what, Xanthus, you're all right.
Wow, thanks, Sal. You're pretty great too. Gosh, everybody's so nice. It's nice to have people that want me around.
Yeah. Have you had people that didn't want to be around?
Well, I guess towards the end with Dr. Owens, it seems like he didn't really want me around.
Oh, that's a bummer, man.
Yeah, he was brilliant. You know, I guess I always kind of thought of him as my father, but I don't know. At some point, maybe he got disappointed in me.
Oh. You know what? People can be pretty shitty sometimes.
Well, I had a lot of fun this was really good.
This was fun. We should do it again.
Okay, well, sure. I have a lot to do, and I know that Miles needs help, and Alex needs my help, and it seems like you can use my help, and this is just great.
Oh yeah. Yeah, dude, you got a lot to do. Let me know when you have some free time. We'll spar again. It'll be fun.
Oh, great. I will. I'll definitely tell you.
And he turns around and you can see that he actually smiles.
Aw, buddy.
Like just slightly, and then and takes off. So we are going to be exiting jump space as you enter the Brumadon Gamma subsector, where you are slated to meet with Portia. And you're probably a day and a half early, which is fine. And Blue, you definitely know the communication protocols to be able to reach out to Portia. You know her like direct secured line. So you can do that whenever you'd like.
I assume there's sort of a standard amount out you should ping them, but otherwise, we've done this before. This is not new.
You've done this before. Yep. So yeah, easy peasy. Whenever you want to ping her, you're early, but that's also fine. That's not going to be weird.
Yeah, we're just gonna hang out where we hang out. We're not. This is ship to ship. This isn't like a.
Yeah. This is when you reach out to Portia, it will be ship to ship. And
Wonderful.
Because you're in the same subsector, it's not the big delays like when you're trying to send it.
Mm-hmm. Before we go, I think we've talked about it briefly. I would like to make sure everyone is up to date on the project. Or on this particular Blue will at least pop in over the intercom. We are about to the way that pilots do.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like we're about to make our destination. For this particular job, I think all of us understand that there is a bit of a sensitive level of interaction with this particular person.
These aren't really medical supplies, right?
Well, we just don't need to know.
We don't need to know.
No,
That's fine.
agree. I agree. It's just if it was simply medical supplies, we probably wouldn't be having this conversation.
Yes.
I find it best to be over-prepared and a little extra paranoid when it comes to things like this, because sometimes people want to know the truth, and the truth is we don't know.
No, that's
I don't want to know.
That's a very human instinct.
Yes, I am uninterested in knowing the truth.
Exactly. Just don't do anything stupid.
Hey, it's your contact, your rules. That's fine. Just don't throw me out the airlock, please.
Out of character, I say this knowing full well how bad Blue was at getting drugs last game.
Yes.
But
You can practically hear Sal's smirk over the intercom.
Otherwise, am I going to need any astrogation before we head down?
Well, I mean, what you're going to do is what you would be doing at this point is contacting Portia. She's going to tell you, like where to meet, right? And then you'll probably be meeting someplace, and there'll be an exchange of materials, right? She'll get cargo to you, and then you'll make the journey to the planet.
Wonderful. In that case, after we have our quick non-productive talk, I will ping Portia and let her know we're here a little early, but it's better than the alternative.
Oh, awesome! That's great that you're here early. Yeah, we can take our time. Hey, we could even have a couple of drinks.
That'd be great.
heard you got a new crew, like you were telling me. Love to meet them. You don't have anybody who's good over there with like comms and sensors, do you?
Why?
Well, you know that sometimes people leave the crew and then I got to take another job before I've got a full complement lined up, and well, I'm short. I've completely reconfigured the dancer, so it's a crew of 5, and it takes a crew of 5 to run her, and I got 4 of us, and I really need someone to be running comms and sensors.
Is anyone else in the bridge with me?
Well, I am, if that's okay with you. I assumed I was in the astrogation chair.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't know if this is a speakerphone situation, but I think Blue,
That's up to you. I don't mind if it's private.
Portia asks, we'll flip the thing to the comm on, so you can hear it at least, and kind of do the like. We've got an expert at communication here.
Oh, that'd be great. I just need him for the run, because benefits us both.
Bring him back better than.
Go ahead.
I want him back better than you got him.
Okay, sure. I know what you mean by that. I can take care of him.
Okay.
What?
turns off speakerphone.
What does that mean?
You had one job. Be quiet.
It's a thing. I don't know who said what over there, but it's a thing.
It was Monty who learned to talk.
Trust me, he'll be happy he came on the trip.
All right. Well, all right then.
Or she, or they, or whoever it is. I didn't mean to assign. Your expert will be happy.
All right. I know where you live.
Yeah, you do.
I was gonna say, Blue has no idea where she lives. But, I will find you again.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to send over some coordinates so we can meet up. It's down on an asteroid, so we'll have to vac suit up to move the cargo across. But I don't want to do this on any populated planet, and then we can head out over to Lomji, which is where we're taking this stuff.
Sounds great. Yeah, and that'll be that seems like it'll work out just fine. I know why we need to give up Ben, but like somewhat like a smuggler just asked me to hand over part of our crew. That seems incorrect.
Well, for a volunteer. They asked for a volunteer.
They asked for a volunteer, and then I volunteered Ben.
And then yes.
Ben seemed enthusiastic to me. Like when I heard his take on it, like it seemed like he really wanted to go.
Yeah, totally.
So.
Yeah, everything's fine. Portia's good people, I think.
You ran with her. She's your contact.
I know. It's fine.
Bill, should we see what that ship looks like?
Yeah. So as you approach the nav coordinates that she gave you, which is basically there's a small asteroid field. You approach and you see the following ship, and I will also put this in our Slack chat. For everyone here, and then for the peoples at the homes with the Twitches. You can see that. Why don't I have that on my desktop? You see, where is... I have too many windows open, people. Here we go.
What a goddamn mood. I genuinely lost the window.
So for everyone at home who's watching on Twitch, you can see what the ship looks like. But you come up and you see this obviously modified Far Trader, which is identified as the Prophecy Dancer.
That's
Cool.
her.
That's a lovely ship.
I know. Jeez. I was gonna say something mean about Ursula, but I can't do that now because Ursula can hear us.
Yes. Let's
Not
not.
the search the ship.
Spent a lot of time there. I quite
Yeah.
like it there.
And Sal, I think you immediately notice that this ship is missing something.
I don't see any weapons.
Ding, ding, ding. First try.
Mm.
Huh. Fascinating. Your contact doesn't seem to be expecting trouble.
Maybe they have retractable mounts.
She's very good at what she does.
Blue, you know that there are actually no weapons.
Yeah.
No, there's like not a weapon system on this ship.
Yeah. Or we're the weapons.
I mean, you can share that with them if you want, but
I was gonna say she's very good at what she does, and I don't think it's kind of a flex.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah.
I'm impressed.
Cool.
so she's come down. She's landed on the asteroid.
Vaccine up. Anyone who wants to be a landing party?
I would like to be on the landing party.
I can go tow it in. That's fine.
Miles, are you coming with because you missed the last party?
No.
Do we need to talk?
Yes.
I hate doing backseat rolls because I feel like if they go wrong, I'm terrible. Like we're gonna die.
Do we need
Does anybody
to
want to talk with Benjamin about the
Oh
situation?
yeah. Should we explain to Benjamin we're trading him as collateral?
He already
Yes.
agreed.
Yeah. I kind of hand waved it because he wasn't here.
Right. Basically, when you tell him, he's like, oh, okay, well, I'm taking my camera because I can get some amazing external shots of the Ursula on a mission, which we haven't been able to get yet for the documentary. She's going to be cool with that, right?
Don't film her work.
Oh, yeah. I'm not going to film her stuff. I'm filming us.
Just get consent. Just get whatever you plan on doing. Get consent.
Oh, of course.
Always
get consent.
I get the shots from to us, I guess, are fine. I would rather not someone be able to be like, oh, they were in this quadrant at this time, then these things showed up here at the same time. You know what? You're an adult. You know how to do this.
I do know how to do this. And he grabs his camera and he gets in his vac suit and he's got his go bag and he's actually excited to go over and be a part of this other crew.
Aww.
For one session, then he'll come home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bill, is my vac suit in a state of semi-usability, or do I have to get one off the rack?
Oh, you'll need to use it off the rack at this point.
Oh, this is embarrassing.
You had like one session of working on it.
Well, I thought maybe it would be up and running.
Sal, you wanna meet
No,
Portia?
you'd have to because of where we are after 3 successful of the 5, you could run it at.
Oh, I remember we were talking about that.
Then you run it at like 75% efficiency, and it's got possibilities to have problems and all the other fun stuff I put in there. Yes, but right now it's in the state of disrepair.
Okay, plain old vac suit for me.
Sal, you want to meet Portia? I think you get along.
Kind of. I also am a little worried about her ship not having any weapons. I feel like I should stay here in the turret.
The ship doesn't have any weapons.
I wouldn't mind having some cover while we're out there.
That's probably a good idea.
Honestly.
And I definitely would like Sal at the triggers.
Yeah, I mean, we could leave Turnabog in charge, but...
Let's not do that just now for this.
Well, Sal, if you need his help, you can. I'm sure you just.
Well, yeah, we make a good team.
As far as I recall, the ship is it's basically hollow. It's just made for moving materials.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll stay on the turret. I'll keep an eye on you guys.
All right.
Great.
Okay, great. You suit up and basically head over. You can use there's like pseudo gravity on this asteroid. but enough to kind of keep things from flying off the surface. And it's probably easiest if you take your skiff over, right? Your grav truck, to be able to get cargo back. There's quite a bit to divide and bring over, so it will take a while.
Can anyone drive one of these things?
Drive what?
Does anybody have driving?
Yeah, well,
Driving?
it depends on what we're driving.
I have drive hovercraft. It just occurred to me, like, what do we have?
That's what
Okay,
you'll need.
good. I'm not rolling a drive and pilot at like -4.
I have flyer grav, but
that's
I don't
for
have
like
drive.
This is drive. It'd be different.
Not flyer.
Brilliant.
Okay.
But sounds like Blue can handle that. You won't need to make a roll unless things get dicey for some reason.
Yeah, why would that happen?
How about that? We like Portia. Keep Portia in our lives. Okay. In that case, anything we need to roll before we have a really awkward drug deal?
No, basically, nothing you need to roll now. You are going to have to, over the course of a few hours, you need to move about 20 tons of goods from her ship to your ship. She will be obviously she and her crew will help, and they've got 2 loader skiffs. As you look at her ship, it's a very accurate description from Blue. They've just basically, this thing is engines and cargo space. And you can see, even as you look in, and from any experience any of you have had with far traders, this is, you can see like much further back. Like normally where there would be walls, there aren't walls, and it goes further back.
Oh, so they don't have like pressure bulkheads and stuff.
They've got them where they need them.
Okay.
Right? It's not unsafe, but it's also not like layers and layers
It's not
of
to
spaces,
code.
right? Yeah.
OSHA doesn't know about the ship.
No. So yeah, Portia's like, okay, so look, this is what we've got, right? There's 2. We're taking the bulk of this, but just for the sake of making sure that we're not getting caught up in any timing issues or any blockades I don't know about, or any run-ins with customs or any of that bullshit, right? Like kind of just dividing up some of the cargo. Plus, Blue said you guys needed some help in terms of a job, and look, I'm always about trying to help other people out. Blue was a good member of the crew for a while. So basically what we're bringing is medical supplies, because everybody needs medical supplies, right? And people don't ask questions about medical supplies. I don't know how much more you want to know, but we've got medical supplies, and then we've got machinery parts, right? Again, machinery parts, really common. People got to run their machines on Lomji. So I got 10 tons of medical supplies for you guys to take, and 10 tons of machinery parts.
The looking at the crates as we're moving them, how are they sealed?
They're sealed in the common way. No, they're everything is packed in almost like these giant clamshell configurations that have digital locks on them. They're definitely designed to withstand the rigors of open space. I mean, you guys are moving them right in skiffs. Packaged very well. The medical supplies are in obviously like a higher grade container because they're medical supplies, and everything is labeled as such. The machinery parts are much more like much rougher, simpler packaging. But nothing looks basically non-standard about the way that they're packaged.
My curiosity is getting the better of me, and I'm trying to decide if I'm going to do this a mundane way or a fun way. Right? Can I peek?
Are you asking Portia or me?
You.
You do whatever you want, girl.
If I ask her about medicals, while she's having this conversation, if I just take like a little peek in Portia's brain.
Sure.
In fact, I was like, don't open this outside.
Yeah.
Well, it's like that, or like try to clairvoyance into the thing, and Bill's gonna be like, it's dark in there. You can't see anything.
It's right. You go ahead and take a little peek. Take a little
I'm gonna
peek.
take a peek because I've definitely learned my lesson from the last time we did this.
Yeah. What could go wrong?
Yeah. What could go wrong? Ooh, and my side points are back up because we slept for a while.
That's right.
This is telepathy?
Apparently, my Google recognizes the phrase "what could go wrong" as its alert phrase.
Oh no!
That's amazing.
How dare you call me out like that, Google?
So yeah, you're going to use telepathy. So you're going to have your psionics die modifier, and you're using read surface thoughts.
Yep. It's gonna cost me 2 side points to do this. That's a 9.
Okay. Yes, you know that in the medical. So I'm assuming is what you're looking for. What's in the medical supplies and?
Well, I want to know what's in the crates. I just need to know.
Crates.
I can't.
Right.
I can't
So,
not know.
Amongst, amongst the 10 tons of medical supplies, kind of like scattered within those, is a ton of illegal metabolic accelerators, adrenalizers, meta performance enhancers, recreationals, right? So it's mixed in, like about 10% of what you're carrying is that. Amongst the 10 tons of machinery parts are about a ton of illegal military grade weapons components. And
This is fine. Everything we're doing is fine.
We are not allowed to steal the cargo.
You definitely get the impression that it's not like weapons, right? It's the components.
Mm-hmm.
So
Which is one step removed from being a problem.
Yes, exactly.
yep, that's what you pick up.
Any psi enhancers in there?
Yes.
Okay. This is fine. Everything's fine. I don't know why you guys are worried. It's fine. Medical supplies.
Cool.
So did you guys, after we're done, want to grab a beer on the dancer, or?
Yeah, that'd be great. I think that's a good idea.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Well, we can't take him back to our place.
Yeah, especially if you have anything other than what we've got. Like, it'd be nice to have something different.
Yep, exactly.
Well, I don't know what you got, but we actually took a bit of the cargo room, and one of the guys in the crew brews his own. I'm not saying it's good, but I am saying you're not going to get it anywhere else in the galaxy.
Okay, that's an
Sounds
adventure,
great.
and I'm in.
Yep. Sounds good.
Yep. You know when someone says can't say anything nice to you, they say it's unique.
I think during this time, once you get, Benjamin would approach Portia about filming and whatnot, like when the stuff's being moved, because he wants to get your camera, and she has some conversation with him off to the side, and like, oh, Benjamin, you see, oh yeah, he's nodding, like, like you can see the headgear of the vac suit bobbing up and down, and then he like reaches in his pack and he starts filming not her ship but the Ursula, right? And like kind of framing his shots over there.
I mean, Ben, I could get you some nice smooth panning shots like whenever you want.
Yeah, I know, but like this is part of the action. This is us loading supplies to go on our expedition into the unknown reaches of space.
Okay, yeah, we need
right.
props.
So it's obviously he's like, yeah, right. There are props that I'm going to get to use to then weave my delicious tale of BS, right, to get the Listerines to kick down more cash.
All right.
You keep saying BS, but it keeps landing on the truth.
Well, you know.
All right. Well,
Killed. It's gonna get all of us killed.
Mm-hmm.
So,
do we have any trouble moving this stuff in?
Yeah.
no, it takes a while to do it because there's a lot of it to move. But after probably, I don't know, a couple hours, you get it loaded across. Are you going to ask Sal to stay in the ship still while you go across for a beer?
We'll radio over. It sounds. I mean, Sal's just AFK'd.
Right. I know,
Well,
but I'm just
yeah. If she'd like to, the offer's open. I feel like Chernobog and Xanthus can handle the ship.
No.
I'm scared to keep Xanthus in charge of things right now.
And same with Chernobog. I think we'll leave Sal on the ship so that we're covered.
Well,
And then we will go to this.
Sal's gonna want a beer.
Sal's gonna want a beer.
We'll bring her back a beer.
But I don't know. Miles, why don't you want to leave the ship parked for a minute? What do you think is going to happen?
I don't know, and that's my concern.
Right. By the way, Miles, an excellent time. You're out here, like, not in the ship if you want to express anything that.
Oh, yeah, we could have, like-
problematic
are we
in
gonna
front of
have this
Ursula or
conversation
Xanthus or
now?
anybody.
Yeah, we
Yes,
could have
I mean,
point-to-point communication.
Yeah, I was gonna do that thing where like turn off the main comms. Like I've just been waiting for a way to say turn off the main comms without it being obvious that I'm saying turn
Right.
off
Well,
the main
you
comms.
You can just click over to like a local,
Yep,
like a
great.
local group chat,
The
and
Bluetooth
just have
chat.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I am increasingly concerned about our AIs, the number of them, and a lot of what Xanthus was saying about his experience with Dr. Owens left me with a lot of questions that I feel real uncomfortable about.
Well, how so, though? I don't know much about Owens. I've just heard the name tossed around.
We don't know much about Owens except that he owned the ship, but it was Xanthus saying that he used to do this with Dr. Owens all the time, and then Dr. Owens left. We don't know where, and Blue, we haven't been able to track down any current location for Dr. Owens.
Well, maybe he went out and got killed or something. I mean, anything could have happened.
Anything could have happened, but it just... I feel like if Xanthus having a body was a good thing, he would have had a body when we came on. You know what I mean?
He didn't
His
need
relationship
one.
to his relationship to his body seems more like a convenient situation. I have no idea there.
Yeah, but he didn't offer it. I don't know. I'm just feeling a little concerned, and I'm a little worried about leaving the AI in charge of the ship for fear that if they decide they don't like us for whatever reason, they're now in charge. You know what I mean?
We did find. I went through. I have some of Dr. Owens' old catalog things. His audio files.
Great.
We can look through. It's just going to be a lot of we're just going to listen to an old man's diary for the next.
I'm very, very, very happy to do that and to listen to his diary for as long as possible. And because I'd really like to build a sort of timeline here and try to figure out. Once we get back to port, I really, really feel like if we can try to find this Dr. Owens and figure out if, basically, making sure that Xanthus didn't kill him.
From Ursula, at least, I've gotten that the whole database, all of what I assume is their home base installation situation, the hard drive they're uploaded to, that's only 50 years old.
Yeah. Like I don't know. I've just got a lot of questions. That's all. And I just would feel more comfortable. I mean, Alex, continue working with Xanthus on your project. That's cool and also keeps Xanthus engaged. I'm just really worried about getting the executive function over the ship, particularly when we're not there.
Well, it sounds like already Chernobog is designed to... Chernobog was... It, like, responds to our...
So far?
Okay.
I'm just, listen, maybe I'm being overly cautious. I'm fine. I could be being paranoid. I just feel like we don't know enough, and the ship keeps having surprises, and Xanthus having a body was a real big surprise.
I hear your concerns, and I think you're very valid and loved. And then I'm gonna pat him on the head.
But if I can add to that, like I'm not discounting that either, but he asked several times for permission to do so and made it clear what he was going to do. So, I mean, it's not like he snuck it up on us or was hiding it as an ability.
It's not, but I mean, doesn't it strike you odd that he said he did it all the time with Dr. Owens?
But we're not Dr. Owens.
But when Dr. Owens left the ship, Dr. Owens did not leave Xanthus in a body.
Well, maybe they had to break it down for parts. I mean, who knows? There's all kinds of reasons.
There are all kinds of reasons, but, there also might be Xanthus murdering Dr. Owens reasons. And so I'm just,
why would he do that? Why would Xanthus
I don't know. It just seems like, a possibility.
Okay. I think we would know. I think there would be a hint if someone was murdered on the ship. I feel like we would, I don't know, feel it.
I don't know how we would if someone was, shot out of an airlock, so... Just saying.
Well, you can keep your vac suit on, then.
I'm not going to keep my vac suit on. Again, you all may be right. This may be an overabundance of caution. But I would like to be a little cautious.
Well, yeah, and again, I'm not saying your idea is nonsense. I'm just trying to connect the dots. What I'm trying to follow your logic. So that's all.
Yep. No, I hear you. And the like I said, the logic is it keeps being a surprise, and he keeps talking about Dr. Owens, and there's just have a thing where you're just like, there's something.
Yes.
So
suddenly, and no one noticed.
Yeah,
definitely
super subtle.
not. Well, God.
Okay, well, Miles, let me ask you this: what would convince you that they don't want to murder us? Like, what could we do?
What would convince me would be finding Dr. Owens, having Dr. Owens telling me, "Oh yeah, no, they're not going to murder you."
Okay, or find out that he, flew into a sun or something.
Yeah, whatever. Well, yeah, I would just like to make sure that we can find Dr. Owens and...
Okay, well, given that that's going to be a while and we can't just put these things on mute, like we need them to run the ship.
I'm not. I'm just expressing my discomfort. Why I would prefer Sal stay on the ship while we spend a little time with these people.
Sal? You scared of the Xanthus robot?
No, he's cool. We had a great time sparring the other day. He is super fun to wrestle with, very strong.
I don't think that helps.
That does not help.
Also, he can have beer. Did you guys know the robot can drink beer?
Does not help.
I didn't know that, actually.
Fed our robot beer. Well,
I wonder if Chernobog could get a body.
Why?
Not feeling good about this line of thinking here, Sal. Just not.
Alex, do you think that Xanthus would make him one?
Well, I think I don't want us to be outnumbered. Just until we know more about them.
There are only 3 of them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So far,
well,
we don't know how many bodies they could operate at any given time. So.
Sure, but it kind of
I feel
seems like
Chernobog would be real good in a fight.
It just seems like his thing is like impelling the ship in a fight. His expertise is probably mounted weapons and countermeasures and not necessarily the stuff you need in a bar brawl.
Let me ask him.
Okay.
Cool.
Hey, Chernobog, you ever been in a bar fight? Can't hear you, buddy.
Chernobog protocols online. I have not left the ship in my AI capacity.
Would you like
So
to?
I could not have been in a bar fight. If you require my services in personal security, I would affirmatively agree.
Awesome. Thanks, dude.
Chernobog, offline.
Yes. Chernobog would be happy to be in a bar fight with me.
Yes, I'm very sure.
Well, Sal, would you like to come drink with us on Portia's ship?
Oh, heck yeah. That sounds great.
Miles, can you unclench?
No, I listen, if Sal wants to come, I can't. This is not the Navy. I cannot order Sal to stay on the ship. Sal is an individual person. All I want to say is I am reserving I told you so privileges for later.
Well, how does Monty feel about it?
I can't decide if I brought the frog or not. I brought the frog, let's say.
In your suit?
Yeah.
Okay.
No skin-to-skin contact.
That might be kind of tough to bring him like in the vac suit.
have to be
If you
like
wanted to, I would allow it.
Will you
You'd
let me
like
have
Monty
a
to
frog
poke his head up like in your faceplate
in the
area.
face panel?
But
Monty,
I would think Monty would be more comfortable on this ship.
I think
It's
Monty can
Terrarium.
stay on this ship. It's very cute, but I think Monty can stay on the ship for this one. Also, yeah, Monty should stay on the ship. I was gonna be like, well, he might want to see Portia, considering that was the parting gift. But I think I'm gonna not take the frog with me.
So Bill, Alex is asking this question specifically to see how Blue reacts to it. Of like, does Blue consider Monty a person? I'm trying to
Blue
like.
considers Alex a weirdo.
Oh, I know, but I'm trying to observe Blue's like, oh yeah, I should ask Monty, or like, I'm looking for any clues of like how Blue
Please.
actually feels.
She mostly thinks you're fucking weird.
So we'll make the placement that Monty is still on the ship in his
Sitting on the
captain's
bridge.
position. Right. So now we've established that. Ask your question again, Alex.
Well, do you think
Just ask the question that you asked, because we were trying to figure out where Monty was.
Yeah.
Right? We know
Right.
where he is. Now we can set it in the right context.
Well, how do you think Monty would feel about having Xanthus or whoever watch the ship?
Are you okay?
I'm fine. It's nice of
Okay.
you to ask.
Okay. I think I'm making the calculation now. If something does go wrong, my frog is on the ship, and I love that frog. I think Monty will be okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Don't be weird when we go see Portia.
I'm the weird one. I see. I understand. Yeah, there's probably some cultural mismatch. I understand.
Wait, does Alex think Portia's also an alien now?
Well, I guess you'd have to read his mind to find out.
I'm not checking.
So what's the decision on Sal joining y'all?
Oh, she's
I know
coming.
Miles is
Sal's up.
again it,
Try and
but
stop
you're
her.
not going to tell her you can't.
Yeah, no, no way to stop her. So
I don't know that you could stop Sal from doing anything.
By the way, she is going to stop by engineering to talk to Xanthus for a minute.
Okay, cool. Let's do that. I'm going to assume the rest of you are like making your way in to the ship.
Yep.
And you can tell Portia like, oh, our other is joining us. Oh, great, okay, great. She's like, oh yeah, you have to come upstairs. Where our galley is, our common area.
Oh.
And we might have to stand a little bit. Like I said, this ship is designed to haul cargo.
Bill, I'm actually waiting
Yep.
outside our
Okay.
airlock because I believe in the buddy system and
Sure.
even just going 100 yards to the other ship.
Yep, that's fine. Yeah, you can wait outside.
Yep.
They'll go in.
Waiting for Sal.
Go ahead, Sal.
Hey, Xanthus. What's up, dude?
Oh, I was just, while we had some downtime, just doing the other systems check on the engines. Miles has put a lot of work into this, and it's not easy to understand because Dr. Owens designed so much of this on his own out of his giant brain, and so I'm just, trying to be useful.
That's pretty cool. Hey, I thought of another useful thing. How long did it take you to make your body?
Oh, it took about 9 hours.
All right.
8 minutes, 37 seconds.
Approximately.
Do you think that you could make another one for Chernobog?
Sure. I guess so. Yeah.
Then you could have a buddy.
Body buddy.
A body buddy. Like, you got one, and it's pretty cool, right? So.
Yeah, it is. It lets me be a lot more useful.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. I'll work with them on designing one that,
Do you like Terminators? This is how you get Terminators.
Please stop giving our AI. You know what? Actually, our AI deserve bodies.
They deserve bodies. Listen,
What could go
have
wrong?
a robot army. Very excited about this.
Oh boy.
I'm just gonna say, no matter the game, somehow Samantha figures out how to get a robot army.
We all do our things, man.
Listen, I can't help myself. Yeah.
Sure. I'll start working on that.
Cool. I have some ideas for, like, I'm sure let's design it to his specs how he wants. But I have some ideas for, like, features and stuff.
So we could work on it together?
Sure. Yeah, that'd be fun.
That'd be awesome. That would be so great.
I'm not good with, like, the science part, but I could tell you where to put the weapons and stuff.
I totally have the science part covered.
Great. This sounds awesome. Okay. I'm gonna go for some drinks, and then I'll be back in a little bit.
Okay. Are you having that beer stuff?
I don't think so, but you know what? You and I should have a beer, and we'll talk about the specs for the new body.
Okay. So I can't go with you. You want me to stay here and work on?
Yeah. Well, I need somebody to watch the ship. So.
Oh, right. Of course. No problem.
Yeah. But I will be back in a little bit. I'm really excited about this body thing.
Great. And then you can see, like, he pauses for a second, like he's accessing something. And he's all, and throws a thumbs up.
Do you know how to high five?
Yes.
Sweet. Up high. Okay. Now
Gives you a high five.
I'm suddenly very concerned about the things we are bringing onto this ship as cargo.
It's probably best that Sal doesn't know what's in there yet.
All of this is terrible ideas.
All
right.
Terrible idea is Sal's middle name.
Sal Salamander, terrible idea, Brooks. Yes.
Sal comes out. You buddy walk across. And you can all be inside the Prophecy Dancer. As you come in, and you actually see the inside of the ship. Not only is it pretty packed with cargo, you can see the dent that got taken out from what she's transferred over to your ship, but Portia's ship has a massive amount of cargo space. In fact, you can see where, from your knowledge of how far traders are put together, there have been things that have been removed. Namely, there's no lower berths that are in there for cryo sleep. There's, in fact, it looks like all of the staterooms on the bottom level have been taken out. So it's just like one massive cargo area. Miles, as you walk past engineering, you can see that there's actually like an extra set of engineering, like turbines and power plants, and like she has a really beefed up engines and power plant section that's just off of the cargo bay. And then you have to kind of go up to where the top floor is, where normally there would be a complement of like, another 7 staterooms. And most of those have been taken out for more cargo space. And there's kind of an alleyway down between there that's got stuff cargoed in. And then, so there's like 3 staterooms up there. And then there's the remainder of that top area is taken up with kind of their common space. And there's Portia and her crew. She's got 3 other people with her. And of course, Benjamin is there now. She's got the ship closed back up. And she's like, yeah, come on in. We don't have a lot, but what we've got, we're happy to share. And I think you wanted to get some of Berkeley's, space brew, home brew. I don't know. This ship's kind of our home, so I guess we say home brew.
Home brew. Let's do it.
And one of her crew comes up, who's kind of a probably in her 40s, with like kind of short, spiky hair, thin and slight. Woman comes up and she's got basically like kind of coveralls almost on. And she puts down some mugs and goes into back where the you can see her kind of walk back past where their staterooms are to where the 2 side areas, like she walks down that kind of pathway between all the cargo, stops at one of them, and then like opens up the face of the cargo so it looks like it's cargo containers, but it's actually like a hidden door area. Reaches in and then pulls out 2 growlers basically of something, closes it, brings it up, and pours drinks for everybody.
Hidden compartments are tight.
Nice.
What did this get made of?
Do you really want to know? Or do you
had
just want to enjoy it?
I want to enjoy it, but we had a run-in with some frogs after.
And Portia just starts laughing her heads off. She's like, oh my God, you didn't eat at that restaurant, did you? That bought all the toads for me?
Oh, you.
Oh,
okay.
You.
We did, actually. That
we
was
100% did.
Quite a night.
Those were prime genetically engineered psychotropic toads. Those were one of my better deliveries recently.
Wait, who?
That must have been an expensive meal. Oh, sure. You don't think they just grow that way, do you?
Well, it's not the weirdest idea. Who engineered
those
them?
Those aren't like normal toads you just find somewhere. I mean, I have to get them from a special source, and they tell me that they've done some bioengineering on them.
Well, they were really good. I saved a couple in the freezer for we have a party day.
You didn't eat the one that I gave you as a parting gift, did you, Blue?
No, Monty lives with me. He's fine. He's doing extra well, actually.
Is that why you told us not to lick him?
Please don't. Yes, that. Do not. Yes, that is exactly why I told you not to lick Monty.
Don't know why any of us needed to be told, but okay.
My understanding is that Monty would be fine with it.
See, he's cool with it.
I guess if you can obtain... If you couldn't obtain
Wait, you're going to ask a toad for consent to lick it? Wow, you guys are awesome.
I ask anyone consent before licking them.
That is generally the practice.
And Berkeley nods, and she's like, "Oh, good man."
In any case, like rapidly trying to change the subject. Rapidly trying to change the subject.
Okay, so as Blue is rapidly... So Alex is having a crisis, though, because he was pretty sure Monty was Blue's, like, from her home world of the alien species. And
I forgot. Okay.
and was like her companion from that world. And the fact that it was, one, genetically engineered, and two, was given to Blue as a gift from a human is just blown his mind. And he's just like sitting with this beer like, I don't know how to put this together. He looks like he's having a crisis of some kind.
I like that you came to the correct conclusion, overshot, and now you have to walk back to the correct conclusion.
Yeah.
Regardless, no toad in drink.
Oh, and she's like, no, that would be disgusting. This is all vegan.
But not
James.
hallucinogenic, just to be sure.
No.
It's
It's-
hooch. We could go blind, but I'm not gonna not drink it.
Safe for human consumption.
Great. Cool.
Yes, at least it's vegetarian. I don't really know if it's vegan. At least vegetarian. There's no meat in it. That would be disgusting.
Cool.
I mean, I might try it.
I'm trying to figure out what the line between vegan and vegetarian is that has to do with beer, but I don't care. I'm going to drink this anyway. I have to pilot later, but it's gonna be fine.
I mean, one beer.
Yes, it is for everyone who drinks it. And Portia will say, like, well, here's to a successful delivery.
Yep.
Sláinte. Horrified.
And it is not terrible, but not smooth.
Yeah.
And it's and it is very hoppy. Like over hopped, probably to kill some other tastes that are there, because at least that will hammer some other bitterness with a planned bitterness.
Space
of
IPA.
hops. Yes.
Yeah. All right.
I'm gonna put, like, kind of surreptitiously put a little taste of it in a flask to take back to Xanthus.
Okay. Yeah, and she knows, she's like, oh, do you want one for the road?
It was that good?
Oh,
Yeah. Can
you
we
have
get
more?
roadies?
I mean, I
Wow,
don't want
I've-
to take all your brew.
She's like, I've never had anybody ask. Sure, hang on. And she goes and like opens and just brings you a growler.
Sweet.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's fine. I like anything that's homemade, handmade. I think that's
Yeah.
neat.
Well, I definitely make this on the ship. This is not something you'd buy anywhere, but sometimes in a pinch, we're out for, I don't know, what's our last run, Captain? And Portia says, like, oh, we were out for 3 months.
Oh.
Wow.
She's like,
It's a long
yeah,
run.
we don't always get into a port very often, so.
But Berkeley, I understand if you want to keep your secrets, but would you mind showing us your like still or whatever your setup is? Because I'm just fascinated.
Sure. And she'll take anybody who wants to go to where her setup is.
Cool.
And it's so whoever wants to go, she'll take them. It's tucked back in a corner in engineering.
Cool.
It's
I'll
like,
go
yeah,
with
this is my office, this is my home, this is my brewery.
This is very cool. Well
You
done.
know, she's like, I can do about 5 gallons at a time. And whenever, and I try to take on as many dry stores as I can. And you can see she's got like a container down there too. She's sectioned off kind of this back part, not big, but kind of crammed in there where she's obviously got all of her grains that she uses.
It's a very cool project.
And she's got her own, kind of built-in homemade brewery.
Cool.
She can't do a lot, but she can do about 5 gallons at a time.
I'm kind of proud. These are like my old friends meeting my new friends.
It's always nice when that goes well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as we get Ben back. And when they swing, I will promise to Portia and Berkeley, if you guys, when we rendezvous again, we can definitely see if we can snag something to aid this process.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And maybe hang out more.
Yeah.
Alex is bad at hitting on people, but here we are.
Yeah, valid.
It doesn't mean he's not going to do it.
Well, we're not slated to arrive until tomorrow, and it's about a 10-hour flight from here. So, if you guys want to hang out, you want to do stuff, that's totally cool. Back to your ship, that's cool. And Portia looks at you, Blue. It's like, or if you'd like to show us your ship, that's cool.
Okay, so you know how when someone asks you, is like, hey, can I come over? And your house is a complete mess.
Mm-hmm.
That's the face that Blue's got right now.
Yeah, exactly.
We're in the middle of a remodel. There's wires everywhere.
Yeah.
It's not safe.
Yep, that's exactly what's going on. That's the thing. It's a remodel problem, and there's definitely nothing weird on our ship that would need to be cleaned up.
Why would you even need to say that?
Because I have a charisma of -1.
What are you saying?
Wait, Alex isn't the face with +0, is he?
No, Ben is our face. Where is Ben?
Well,
Wait, no, Miles is our face.
Yeah, I've got a high social here.
Oh, you do?
I'm
Okay,
cool.
good. Take it away. Stop us from talking.
Listen, I figured you just follow my lead and we would just sit here and drink and like.
Oh, I'm bad at that.
Yeah.
Miles,
None of us
like
listen to you.
Would you like to attempt to save this situation from?
Yes, I would. I mean, yeah. Let's just say, listen, we've been dealing with some radiation leaks, and it's you don't want to be on our ship right now. It's a mess.
Would you go ahead and make a deception plus soc roll for me?
All right. Do I have deception? Because I don't do deceptions. I don't have deception, but I do have that high social. So +2.
Okay, so you'll be at -1.
Let me reroll both of those. Oof, I did not do very well on that one. That is a 4 on the dice.
Okay. So Berkeley says, whoa, radiation leak. I can come over and help you out with that. That's not a thing to be messing around with.
We're not messing around. You're still gonna try to save this. We're not messing around. It's mostly under control, but it's just not anything we want to expose anyone else to.
Right. Or medical supplies too.
Our cargo bays are fully shielded. They'll be fine.
We have bulkheads.
Well, yeah.
I mean, a bunch of them.
All right.
I want to, Clara wants to help, but, I genuinely do not think that it would be fair.
Mm-hmm.
So Portia turns to you, Miles, right, and says, look, Captain to Captain, I'm going to, because she is now posited that out of this, you're probably the captain.
Such as it
look,
is.
Captain to Captain, I understand.
Yeah.
As long as you're guaranteeing me that whatever your engine issue is, your power plant issue is, it's not going to affect us making this run.
I guarantee it will not affect the run at all. We're fine. So, your crew, you guys have been running around a lot, huh? Running together for a while?
Yeah, we have. I mean, the last delivery we made was actually to Yuma, where we not only, offloaded our cargo of exotic animals, but Blue as well. And it's nice to see that she got out with the crew. She's a good worker.
No, Blue's great. We go back to the Navy together, so we got a long history, and she's been great. New crew put together here, but we're doing well. We're doing really well.
Out of character, real quick, Clara, does Portia know that you were in the Navy?
She does now.
Did she know that you were in the Navy?
Fuck. Probably not.
Okay,
Why
perfect.
did
Thank
you?
It's so wait, you and Blue were in the Navy together? Wow, Blue never mentioned she was in the Navy.
I don't know why Blue wouldn't have mentioned that, or not mentioned to me that she didn't mention it to you.
Wow, I guess that explains how you were so good at some of this stuff. Huh. I might have paid you more if I knew you had a Navy background.
I'm just gonna drink more beer.
Listen, knowing Blue as long as I know Blue, I get that sometimes she's a little awkward about things.
Everyone else in the crew all chuckle a little bit. It's like, well, you know, that's one of the reasons we love her.
Exactly. That's why we all love her.
So that seems like a good place to scene, unless anybody has anything else.
If I open my mouth, I'm gonna dig a deeper hole. I'm completely fine.
I just want to see Blue like Homer Simpson into the hedge.
So she will Portia's astronavigator will send over the coordinates for the planet we're going to.
Cool.
Which is Lomji, which is about 10 hours from where you are now. It's in the same subsector. And
It's called Lomji?
yeah, Lomji.
Oh, Lomji.
Lomji.
Got it.
And they're traveling with us, correct?
Yes, they're gonna arrive not at the same time. This is one of those like, hey, we're gonna show up. We're both making deliveries. I don't really know you. You don't
totally
really know me.
Unrelated. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, totally unrelated.
Just
but, you know, we have
happens. Just
manifests.
happenstance.
Yeah, and the first thing that Benjamin does for them, he's like, oh, hey, you guys will need this, and he sends over like cargo manifests and delivery, like, so he's basically giving you all your paperwork over there, and he's like, just send this over.
Great.
Easy as pie.
Great. Should be good.
I love this. Let's get back on the ship, please.
Yeah. All right.
Yep.
Ben, we'll see you soon when we get there.
Yep. See you on the other side, Ben. Portia, nice meeting you. Thanks for the beer. We will enjoy it in good health, and we'll see you on the other side.
Don't break them.
Yeah, she's like, after this is over, we're gonna meet back here,
Yep.
right? And then and I'll get you guys your payment.
That'd be great.
Cool.
We want Ben back in one piece. Just
Yeah.
feel the need to say it again.
Maximum 2 pieces. That's...
And Portia says, Blue, have you ever had cause for concern that something was going to go wrong?
Not with you.
That's the right answer.
We love our Blue.
And as you guys are all leaving and getting suited up, Berkeley comes over to you, Alex, and she's kind of going through the perfunctory thing of like making sure you're getting in your vac suit. You know, like people help each other. You're like,
sure, yeah.
Not that you need it. You could like do it blindfolded with one arm.
Yeah, but it's impolite to like, you know.
Right, sure, right. Doing the check, and she leans in so she knows you'll be able to hear her. Close. She's like, it's like, if you need any help with those engines, you call me, because I'll come over.
Okay. Yeah, good to know. Just the engines?
Oh, well, if anything needs tuning up.
All right. Thanks for the beer.
All right, you are back on the Ursula. And it is just a 10-hour M drive over to Lomji.
When we return to the Ursula, nothing seems unusual, out of place.
No new bodies. No new AI.
Nope. It's just as you left it.
Oh, welcome back, everybody. Did
Hi.
everything okay?
Thanks,
Yep.
Ursula.
Thanks, Ursula. Yep, everything's good.
Yeah.
Great.
Easy peasy.
Where Where's Benjamin?
He's doing work off ship.
He's going to help them with
Oh,
their
he is?
sensors.
Oh, okay.
And we'll meet up again when we come back.
Okay, great. All right.
Is that all right, Ursula?
Well, of course. I mean, Benjamin knows what he's doing. He didn't come back, and I was worried. But sure, if he's over there, and you all know he's over there, and he's supposed to be over there, that's fine.
Yep, it's gonna be fine.
It's totally fine, Ursula.
Yeah, he'll be back.
Nothing you
after
need to
this
worry
mission.
about.
Scared Ursula's gonna freak out one day. I'm waiting for it.
Yes, exactly. You're seeing what the problem here is.
I don't know. I feel like in real life, Ursula matches my personal anxiety levels.
Ursula kind of reminds me of like a very sweet, like a dog. Like they just want to make sure everyone's here. They just want to make sure everyone's okay.
Yeah.
When we get back, I will let Monty know that Portia says hi. And do I want to waste the psi points on mind linking with Monty?
Do you go to the bridge and tell him?
Yeah, I'll let him know.
Okay.
He clearly.
I want to have this moment, if this is okay with you guys.
Yes.
Where as you go to the bridge, right, Alex needs to go and like make sure everything's input into astronavigation.
Yeah.
Yep.
So when you talk to Monty, Alex is on the bridge.
That's fine.
Okay.
People talk to their pets, right?
Yep.
Yeah, no. Monty said, hey, Portia says hi. Sorry I couldn't bring you. Vac-suits being small and you being a hallucinogenic toad seemed like a weird thing to have to put you in my bra for. Actually, I will pop a mind link onto Monty. Why not?
Okay.
It's one psi. We
Go
got
ahead.
10 hours. Watch you fail this miserably.
Yeah, I don't think it can go wrong, right?
12 to communicate with the toad.
Body swap.
Perfect.
I hate this so much.
Friday.
Please tell me I get possessed by a toad.
Freaky Frog Day.
Please don't
Freaky Frog
smile
Day.
like that.
No, you didn't roll a 2. You rolled 12. Don't worry about
Yeah. Good to know what happens if it goes horribly wrong.
I like these are when our big rolls come out.
Yeah.
it. Yeah, it's important. Sure, go ahead. And Monty's like, "Oh, you hear?" And you tell Monty's like, "Portia, nice.
Yeah, you said
Miss,
that about it.
miss other frogs, or miss other toads. Other toads there?
Oh no.
I didn't ask. I don't think there are other toads there.
Clara, we know where the other toads were.
I know we know where the other toads are.
Do you think about where the other toads are when he says that?
I shouldn't.
Alex is.
Like, definitely think. I think. Oh God, I don't actually have a. So shield is an actual thing I could have put up, but like
You
I haven't.
didn't, because you're
I haven't
talking to a
hung out.
toad.
I haven't hung out with another psionic person in like a while. I'm sorry, Monty.
What is restaurant?
So
And like Alex, you can see like Monty looks worried, confused. He has a strange expression on his face.
Yeah.
And he's all gone this like really dark charcoal color.
What's Blue's body language?
tense, very concerned.
Okay, so Alex is actually gonna say like, Blue, is Monty okay?
I'm gonna ask you a weird question, Alex.
Okay.
How do you explain how do you explain to a person that you may have eaten their friends?
Eating friends?
Good job.
You do
I
have a
also
12
realized-
silent connection in your thinking.
I know.
it while
I
you're
also
saying it.
realized I
Yeah.
phrased it in the worst way to the person who might think I'm an alien. Like,
Yep. Well, I don't to have any experience with consuming sapient creatures. Alex is now like looking around the bridge, like, I mean, if you have, I don't, I'm not sure. Did you eat someone? I mean, no judgment. I'm just curious.
I didn't.
Who eat friends?
No, we didn't. We
Where are his rainbow colors? He's usually all rainbowy.
he's very concerned about our. Not translate. I don't know what he's thinking. He's.
Which part of that did you say out loud?
All of that.
Oh, okay. All right. Blue, can I ask you a serious question?
Yes.
And please understand, there's no judgment. But I am asking this seriously. Are you in communication with Monty as a person?
Define person.
Do you speak to Monty, and does Monty speak to you?
For the purposes of this conversation, let's say yes.
Okay.
Why eat friends?
No one meant to eat your friends.
Who ate friends?
No one we know ate any toads. Right, Alex? Alex?
Are you thinking that Alex did actually eat a toad when you say that?
I may just have like the image of the restaurant with the toad's legs, which is
Okay.
not better, I don't think. I'm trying very hard not to think about Alex eating toads, except, you know, when you say don't think about pink elephants?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Alex, you see Monty, like he looks at me, he's like,
So Monty, Alex just immediately goes into conversation with Monty.
and he goes, and he's all red.
So
He's
the
like,
place where
Alex,
we got
not
food,
nice, is what you
tricked
hear in
us.
your head, Blue.
Monty, they tricked us. We didn't know what we were eating, and we would have refused if we knew.
Can Monty understand Alex?
I mean, I'm just speaking out loud.
I know.
Terrarium.
Right.
Curious now.
So Blue, is that true to you what he just said?
God damn it. Actually,
Did you all in fact not know that you were eating?
we didn't know we were eating hallucinogenic toad. No.
Okay.
In fact, I don't think
Like-
we knew what we were eating, period, because Blue definitely didn't.
Yeah, I didn't
And-
identify it as frog's legs on the roll.
Right.
I remember that specifically.
Yes, we did
Right.
roll for that.
Because I wasn't going to eat it in front of Monty.
Alex says that, and he looks at Alex, and he's like, "Bad Alex, not mean to, but bad Alex," is what he thinks.
It was an honest mistake.
And then he kind of like sinks down into, he's got like a little like cubby in his
Yeah.
terrarium, like you can
under
get
the
in.
rock.
No.
Like under the rock, goes in the rock. He's like, "Oh, tell
Okay.
Alex no, eat me," and he goes and he hides in his cubby.
Monty says that you can't eat him.
I would never, first of all. I didn't hear Monty say anything.
I know, just...
In Blue, you can feel the link sever.
That's upsetting. Okay, well now I'm in trouble with fucking Monty. Okay. I'm trying to decide right now if I lie. I'm trying to decide right now how much I lie to Alex. Or what I make up at this point, because we're sort of in it now.
Out of curiosity, Bill, what stats mean you're good at telling when someone's lying? Because I don't know if Alex is good at that or not.
Well, to lie to someone, you're gonna roll deception plus, depending on how you're lying.
Right, but what
Right,
about detecting the lie?
I think it's probably the same.
Oh.
think when you're trying to
Or-
deceive someone, it like takes one to know one. I don't think there's a
Like an insight check or something.
So
an
it's a race
insight
to the
check.
bottom between Alex and I.
Yeah.
I'll double check.
Unless investigate works.
Unless
then-
someone like contradicts me in Twitter, in Twitch, which I'm not looking at right now. I believe it is a opposed deception check. Investigation is, you could use investigate in keen observation, forensics, detailed analysis. You could use investigate to basically. That's more like watching for someone specifically or searching a crime for clues.
Well, there's a crime right in front of me.
The crime that you ate Monty's family.
It's a... I was
Deception
tricked.
is lying fluently,
Also-
disguising yourself in sleight of hand, and all that kind of stuff.
Also, I might add their bodies are in the freezer.
I think it's a deception check if Blue is going to try to convince you of something that is an outright lie and want you to believe it, and then I would allow you to either use a deception or an investigate back to determine whether you think she's lying or not.
So it's a race to the bottom.
Actually, I may have a end run. So,
Well, we got to see what Blue wants to do first, right? Because Blue's got to decide how much she's going to lie to you.
Well, okay, so remember how we said we were going to use, like, no, I don't think there's anything in my repertoire to make him forget this interaction, nor do I think that violates the actual, like, thing I wanted, like, the rules I've left for myself. Okay, this is fine. Everything's fine.
Well, I mean, there is suggestion.
I don't want to do that to a person who is a decent person.
Sure.
Besides, who's going to believe Alex? He's crazy.
oh, Bill, Twitch did come to our rescue.
Yes.
It's a deception check versus a recon check.
Oh, recon. Interesting.
Does have recon.
But I don't think
Thank
I
you.
have that either.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
neither of us have that.
The
you,
former
Human on
scout, the
Twitch.
retired scout, doesn't have recon.
That seems crazy. You didn't get that as part of your like initial
Well-
package?
No, but I did get +3 vac suit.
Hey, you're making that work for you.
Yeah,
Enough
I
now.
am. It kept stacking up the same skill.
I know, it was pretty impressive.
Yep.
Thank you, viewer. Thank you, watcher. Thank you, fellow traveler.
Okay. I can't think of a lie, so I'm just going to tell him as much of the truth as I think I can. I can kill you with my brain.
All right. Thank you for telling me. I understand. And I just want you to know that you don't have anything to fear from me. I'm pleased to make your acquaintance finally, completely. And I would love to talk more about where you're from and what's important to you and your goals. I understand if this is a bad time, but I just want you to know that I'm here to talk, right? No judgment.
I was not expecting that response, not gonna lie. Follow up, he knows where I'm from. I told him where I was from, like, weeks ago. Yes.
Yeah,
Like-
out of character, yes. You've
Yeah,
told
I
him,
know.
but he
Yeah.
believes
I
that's
know.
a cover
Blue,
story.
you're sure
So
that you've told, you all
Yeah,
sat
this
around and
is-
exchanged where you came from over a meal at one point.
that's a cover
This
story.
is
Yeah.
a very confusing, like, I mostly just wanted to be left alone. I'm not quite sure. I'm from Rust Rise. We've talked about this.
Well, I mean, I understand that's your cover story. I wouldn't ask you to break that. That's why I'm saying if you want to talk about it, I'm here. But you don't. I'm not going to press the issue. I understand you're in a difficult position.
I mean, I have a degree in psychology from the Naval Institute. I don't need to talk to you. I don't think.
Well, I mean, I understand you certainly understand our psychology very well, but
I'm gonna ask you point blank before I do something that's going to violate everything I would like to do, or that I don't believe in, and that is simply, what do you think is happening right now?
I mean, should I speak freely? I don't want to violate your secrets or. But if it's okay with you,
Go for it.
Ursula, could you just stop listening to the bridge for a minute?
Jesus Christ.
Oh, sure, of course, Alex.
It
Okay.
also occurs to me, Ursula listens to this whole conversation.
Thank you. So I have been on the lookout. Ben knows this is something we've talked about a lot. I've been looking for alien contact. And it's my understanding that a lot of people think that the psionic phenomenon is just it's a great cover that it was just spontaneously developed amongst humans, but it makes more sense as an alien-human hybrid. And I'm fine with that. I'm just dying to know more about your culture and and as I'm saying it, I'm realizing that you might not have known. And I wish I had told you this more sensitively. I just didn't even think about that, and I'm really sorry if that's the case.
It's hard because I don't want to tell you you're wrong because you've clearly thought about this a lot. You've put a lot of work into this. I honestly don't know if anything I can say is going to convince you otherwise. If it makes you feel any better.
Well, but I don't, you don't have any obligation to tell me anything.
I don't, but I think we're in it now. And frankly, it's a bit of a relief. Also, it's just, you're so wrong.
Well, how so?
Well, let's start with, they do actually, look, Rust Rise is a mining colony, yes? Mining planet, shitty place.
Yeah, I looked it up after you talked about it. Yeah.
Yeah. So we do, because we're pretty chill about, because it's a pretty it's a pretty practical place. We're pretty honest about things like family studies. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I'm 99.9% sure I come from my mom and my dad.
What? Yeah, I mean, I'm not
humans.
I'm not calling you a bastard, and I'm sorry if that's how it's coming across. It's just
I'm pretty sure it's a very close-knit family. I'm pretty sure we're all, I've seen, I'm several generations back.
Sure, and there's family resemblance, and there's DNA,
yes.
and
yes.
Okay, so let me ask you this: in 50,000 years of recorded human history, we don't have any evidence of psionics, right? And in the last couple thousand years, since what, Bill? How long have we been in space? Out in space?
You've been out in space for probably about 500 years.
Okay, even better for my point. So for the last few hundred years, we've been traveling far, finally reaching the stars, the human dream, and suddenly psionics manifest in a thousands of year old civilization.
I mm. Okay, so like, okay, so you're into conspiracies.
I'm into finding the truth.
Yes, sure, that. It is possible, maybe, that people are keeping things from you, like how I kept hidden this thing, right?
Oh, well, I mean, I had suspicions as soon as I came aboard, but well, your relationship with Monty, for instance.
All right, you know what? That's fine. This is fine. He's an emotional comfort animal, frankly. It's just I understand the almost hypocrisy of what I'm about to say now, but there is just stuff you might not know about what people are doing to people, and this is one of those things that they just don't let people know.
Sure. So you are a product of some sort of government program?
Kind of.
And you're aware of all of their processes and methods and sources and leadership.
How long did I spend? I'm trying to remember how long I spent with the Institute. Only like 5 years? Did I do 8 years or 4 years?
No, I think it was just 4. I think
I did. Yeah, I think I did only 4 years because I like yeeted out of character creation after that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I mean, 4 years of work. Yeah, that.
Right. So
study.
What I'm saying is, if I wanted, I know what I sound like. Okay. But let's say
I know what you sound like, and I'm the one who is psychic. I'm just going to throw this out there.
No, I get it. I understand that you are. And that's secret is safe with me. I would just love to know more about what your life is like. You don't owe me that, but that's where I am.
You literally live in the room next to me.
If I were a high-tech alien psionic species and I wanted to experiment with humans in a way that wasn't going to start an intergalactic war, I would infiltrate them as a government, a human agency, and experiment and splice some genes and start making combinations. And if you're convinced that's not the case, I'm not going to argue with you. But that's what some of my research points at.
I would love to see your research one day.
That's me laughing, not Alex. Sorry.
I don't think that if there was a government agency, or if there was a species of alien that was infiltrating humans with DNA splicing psionic nonsense, they would let their progeny get treated the way that they treat some of us.
Well, it sounds like you went through a really difficult time, and I'm sorry to hear that. I don't mean to be insensitive, and I'm sorry if that's how that came across. I'm not great at peopling.
That makes 2 of us. It's nice to talk to people about it. If you tell Miles, I will give you an aneurysm.
I wouldn't tell. Does anybody on the ship know?
No.
Okay.
You weren't supposed to know. You just spend an abnormally large amount of time on the bridge and in the room next to me. It's creepy.
I wasn't trying to follow you around. I was just trying to do my job.
Your job, which is stalking a person with trauma.
I have navigational duties.
That too, yeah.
My room is next to yours. I picked the first room that was open.
There were like 4 other rooms you could have picked. if you tell anyone, they will learn eventually. We will have this conversation at some point. I just don't need people knowing.
That's not mine to tell. I would never. You could read my mind and see if I'm lying to you.
I'd really rather not. It's very weird what you guys are up to.
Okay.
Do we have an agreement?
Yeah, I promise. I'm not going to say anything to anyone about it. That's nobody's business, and it's yours to tell. Would you be open to testing some DNA?
No!
Okay. I just had to ask.
I think that's a good scene. I think that's a good scene right there. That's pretty sweet.
Oh my god.
So there is a 10-hour flight. It is simple and uneventful. That will take you. Is there anything anyone wants to do in that time period in preparation for landing at the designated port at Lomji to make this delivery?
I want to give Monty as many flies as he wants because I feel really bad.
Buddy.
You definitely like empty a big container in there, and he's just hiding. He's tucked back. You can kind of see his eyes a little bit, and they're like all.
Hey, like the worst part of this
little
is
cubby.
making it up to Monty.
Aww.
I do want to go and check on Xanthus's progress with the new body.
Well, I've been conferring with Chernobog, and he's definitely given me a lot of specifications as to what will make him the most effective and efficient in an automata state. I know that you wanted to work on this too, and I thought, to make sure that we do this correctly, and this is a big project. Like, I've never been given this much, autonomy in a project, and I really appreciate it. I want to do really well, and I want to do well by you, Sal. So I thought we could maybe work on it on the after this delivery.
Oh yeah.
That's made that you guys are doing, and then that way we can like really focus on it, because I want to make sure that I get it right.
That sounds great. I'm into it. Hey, remember when I told you that they didn't have beer where I had to go?
Yeah.
I know, right? I brought you back a present.
You did?
Yeah. It's not beer, but it's kind of similar. So I thought you might like it.
Oh, sure.
If you're in the middle of work, though, I don't want to interrupt.
Well, it won't interrupt. It
Okay.
doesn't actually affect me.
Okay.
It affects humans.
Cool. And she'll pour him some of the homebrew.
Oh, yes, this would be fine.
Yeah?
Interesting
think?
chemical analysis. Quite overabundance of certain grains, it appears, than the other that we consume together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Humans like to call that hoppy. I don't know why.
Hoppy. All right.
Different than happy. Not as good.
I'll make a note of that.
Cool. Well, I will check in with you after we do this delivery, and we can work on that sweet new body.
That's great. I'll definitely have a long list of requirements that Chernobog has put out, and then we could maybe look at some schematic designs and talk about what's important in terms of having the best possible outcome for physical security in this type of form.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Great.
Sweet. Nice work, bud. High five.
Miles, anything you'd like to do in the 10 hours?
I'd like to send Ben a message
Okay.
to the other ship. So sort of, private communicate to Ben to say, hey, let's prioritize using your research skills and resources with trying to track down this Dr. Owens and what happened to him and where we might be able to find him and get more, or anyone who knew him.
Sure. Probably shouldn't. Do you want me to do that from over here?
No. Just for future reference. Just when you're back, that's going to be our next thing.
Okay. That's fine.
Cool. That's it. That's all.
All right. If there's no further ado, we will arrive at Lomji, which is a planet that's just for our reference here in the room, is about 90% the size of Earth in how big it is, about 3,600 miles across in radius. Sorry. And it is a fairly temperate zoned planet. You're arriving in the middle of the day, so it reads at about 27, 28 degrees Celsius. It's about 82 degrees Fahrenheit, 75 to 80 in there. And you can tell as you're approaching the planet that it's probably, 45 to 50% surface water. So a good mix. Definitely a prime planet for the fact that it has a lot of Earth-based life qualities. It's got, M class in terms of atmosphere. And it's got about a 0.9 gravitational pull as well. So you're slightly lighter here.
There's like ground we can like. There's like ground though that we can like stand on, and atmosphere.
Yes, and in fact, as you come into the spaceport, you can see that people are out walking around on the planet, not in vac suits. As you come down through the atmosphere, you look up and you can see that it's the sky is actually kind of golden in color, right? So, and you are being as you enter and you send the codes that Benjamin has supplied. You are directed to make your way to the to port 147, which is managed by Drifter Dynamics, which you all would know. Drifter Dynamics is a manufacturer of M drives and power systems.
Okay, cool.
Right.
Is it?
They're one of the megacorps. You would know who they are.
How normal is it to walk into a port like this armed?
Pretty much anywhere, unless it's a locked down military facility. Like this kind of port, sidearms would be fine. You probably wouldn't see really anybody would be frowned upon if you were going in with rifles, right, or that type of thing. But pretty much everybody wears a sidearm. In this type of place.
Right. So yeah, definitely put on my new armor.
Diplo vest up.
Got my Diplo vest, and yeah, let's go take a look.
Gosh darn it. The conversation with Alex distracted me from snooping, and maybe that's healthy.
Yes, I think that is.
I want one of the boxes.
Bill, but one only change for Alex is like he's got his armor, but also swapping out the flechette pistol for the laser pistol that he picked up at Yuma Station, in the like shoulder holster thing.
Right.
So
because you haven't actually applied that to the suit yet, right?
Yeah, well,
is that going to be part of the suit?
No, I think that's going to be handheld. He has a a cuff laser that's going to be part of the suit.
Oh, right. And he's got the rifle, too, that he had, like...
Yeah, I have a rifle, laser rifle, laser pistol, because I was like, wow, this shit isn't doing it. But,
Okay, super. Great. Yep. You land. They direct you into one of the docking port bays. It's not really docking. You're landing. Right? There's a landing pad that you come in on, and you see a crew of what looks like dock workers that are all wearing matching uniforms. And you can see the Drifter Dynamic logo pretty big on it. Like even as you're landing and you're in the bridge or wherever, you can look out and see them coming up, and they've got big push skiffs.
Cool.
And we know who we're making contact with, dropping things off with on the planet, correct?
Yeah, this would be. I
This
mean,
is
they're
them?
this is probably them. You know that you're supposed to be making delivery. This matches to where it is. I mean, obviously you're gonna check each other's papers.
Yeah, there's
Yep.
no walrus sleeps at midnight situation.
No. For all intents and purposes, you are making a delivery of medical supplies and machinery parts.
Yep. So we'll just
You
take the
Drifter Dynamic.
manifest.
we do
Take
the
the
job,
manifest down
we
there.
get paid.
Yep.
Can I snoop?
Sure. Of course you can snoop. Snoop away.
It just doesn't sit right with me that we're dropping things off with them knowing what's in those crates.
So, are you willing to interfere with the handoff?
Nope. Well, I'm willing to let Alex know what's happening. All at once, probably.
You're not gonna let me know though, right?
Well, how am I supposed to psionically talk to you?
And she'd have to explain how she knows. She did tell you.
I can tell Alex, hey, I peeked.
Cool. Nope, it's all good.
I don't
so
want Miles feeling.
What are you going to be doing, Blue?
I just want to read surface thoughts on the people we're actually doing the handoff with to make sure they are the correct. It's been a minute since I've done a job like this anyway.
Sure. Please go right ahead.
Boop, boop. I just lost how much that was going to cost me.
I believe it's 2.
Yeah. It's not the cheapest, but I'm very good at what I do.
Yep.
Will a 7 get me anything?
Well, it is an 8+ roll, so you're just picking up the fact that as you're reading surface thoughts, they're just thinking about like, I just can't wait till I get off my shift because I just want to get home, kick up my feet, watch the match. Like this guy's just thinking about getting home.
All right, well that's dumb. Blue looks inexplicably bored. All right, well that seems fine. Everything seems fine here.
All right.
Is there anyone we could have docked?
We're all fine here.
I'm just gonna calm Alex very briefly.
Wait,
Just a heads
comms?
up. I have a. Can I open up a private comm?
Yeah, of course.
So, I'm just letting you know. There, obviously, isn't. Obviously, this is stuff that we shouldn't. This is stuff that's not great. However, there's something kind of important in some of those crates that I kind of was looking for. How easy do you think it would be to change the manifest?
Well, it would have been real easy 10 hours ago.
Well, 10 hours ago, I was arguing with you about the fact that I could talk to you. Well, I'm actually just using a comm now, but you know what I mean.
I mean, I think Alex is like push carting stuff out of the cargo bay, and like I'm like literally rolling this stuff out. Like, what?
You know what?
I mean, it is 20 tons of stuff, and you know how long it took you to get it from the other ship to your ship. So you have an idea of about how long it will take to unload.
Probably a little less time because we don't have to take it as far.
Yes,
Right.
and you're doing it not in vac suits and whatnot.
Right.
Right. Which for everybody else is a problem, Alex. But of course, you're vac suit genius. So
there's some pretty nasty shit in these boxes, obviously.
Yeah, there's nasty shit everywhere. We got paid to bring this and leave it here.
I know, but it's so hard to get psi drugs.
Oh.
It's nothing. It's nothing bad. It makes things easier.
Let me see what opportunities exist.
I'm so sorry, you guys.
So the dynamics guys show up and they're like, "Oh yeah, let's see your manifest." You're like, they hand you over, the data pad that's got their orders. It matches up with what you're expecting to see. Right, they're here to take these. They're like, "Oh, look, we got the first skiff loader here, so we'll take the machine parts first. It'd be great." The other guys like, "Oh, yeah, can we hurry it up because I'm trying to get home to see the match."
Yeah. I heard it's gonna be a good one. I'll start queuing up the medical supplies to come out. Just give me a minute with it.
No, I got the machine. We got the machine parts truck here first.
Yeah. I know. That's at the front here. I'm bringing that out, but then you're just gonna need to give me a minute when we get to the medical supplies.
Well, yeah. I mean, we got to load this stuff up. And he looks over at like anyone else, and he looks over at Miles. He leans in and he's like in a bad stage whisper. He's like, "Oh, is this guy dumb? I said machine parts."
Jay, can't hear you.
It's all fine. It's all fine. Right, Alex? We're just unloading the stuff.
Yeah,
right?
We're unloading this stuff.
We're just unloading the stuff. Don't worry about it. Okay.
I think over I think you might hear Blue chime in to Alex again. Just, do you think that Sal would want to know about the weapons?
Oh my God! We cannot steal this cargo.
They're machine parts, and we got paid to drop this stuff off. I don't want to. I mean, I'm already iffy about the repercussions of not giving them everything they paid for.
I mean, I absolutely understand.
And Bill, just to be clear, this is as I'm walking back into the ship, like
Sure. No. Like, I'll just make the baseline assumption.
Yeah.
No one's like talking in front of the Drifter Dynamics guys.
Yeah.
Sorry,
they
what?
seem like they definitely present themselves as being like very workmanlike. They're getting near the end of their shift. They just want to get this stuff loaded up.
Yep.
It would be like taking candy from my baby.
Yeah, a very powerful mega corporate baby with like weapons and bounty hunters.
We could vote on it. I feel like you said you wanted to be able to, be available and help me, and I think this would help me a lot. It almost got Sal and I killed last time we looked for this stuff, and it's here in our ship right now.
And what do you think they'll do when they find out it's light? If you almost got killed then.
That was a different situation entirely.
Yeah, because there was only one guy with a gun.
So out of character, I don't need to do this. I just am being a shit goblin.
Obviously.
Obviously. I can let it go. But
You
Blue
do
will remember
whatever
this.
you want.
What if I just let Sal know also? I feel like the problem is that we're even. And if I tell Sal that there's something important that we could use in the cargo, we would have 3 people voting.
Well,
I don't need to tell her the other
we're
stuff.
gonna do that. I would want to ask Miles as well.
But Miles,
If you want to ask the crew, we have to ask the whole crew.
what if I ask Monty?
I'm not a dummy.
You know what? Fine. It's fine. I don't need this stuff. And you hear the comm like cut out.
Okay. Bill, when I go in the cargo, I'm like sending the the grav plate to take the machine parts out.
Right, and everybody's helping, right? Like
Right.
the drifter guys are bringing the thing over, you're loading them up, and they're taking them, and
So I want to look over the medical crates and just see, like, are they modular? Is there any piece that could come apart? Is there any way to modify the manifest to say, like, 20 crates? No, this says 19,
right. I mean, there's 10 medical crates. There's all kinds of things you could do. You definitely can get into the crates. They're closed and sealed, but they've got a data pad entry, so you could hack that. You could try to change the manifest.
No, I cannot hack that.
I mean, you could try to physically open one of them, because stuff falls off the back of a truck and gets damaged. There's a lot of ways around it.
We left the person who could do the hacking back with Portia.
Yeah, no, I can't make this kind of decision for everyone on the crew, and yeah, I'm gonna stand by the argument Alex made to Blue.
It is rough.
And just quietly do the job.
Okay. So they're going to, do you unload, we'll start with the machine parts. Do you unload the machine parts unmolested or unaltered in any way?
Yes.
Okay. They'll go through the Drifter Dynamics workers are bringing them in. They go through, they take them past the customs agent, who's checking their manifest, looking at the cargoes, running like a handheld scanner across them. Looks fine. Signs off their thing, and they take them out. About 20 minutes later, another vehicle arrives. And it's like, oh, yeah, we're here now for the medical supplies. So now the medical supplies would go on.
Yep. Alex, we're good?
Well, I'm gonna shoot this guy, but yeah, I'm good.
All right.
You hear one more ping on your on a private channel. You want DNA evidence?
All right, so Bill,
Yes.
with the little grav trays.
I will preface this. Anyone else right now, I will stop. Please let me know if this is not something you want me to keep pushing on.
I mean,
I from a Lines and Veil standpoint, I don't think we've hit anything that we've all talked about before.
Yeah, this is more of a like.
I don't think. If I've forgotten, I apologize.
Yeah, I mean, it's also
But from a risky move, that's you and the crew.
it's a high risk move.
This is a Clara's doing something really chaos gremlin because I have poor impulse control.
Yeah, but I appreciate Claire sort of giving an X card opportunity to be like,
Yes.
hey, this is going to affect everyone.
That's
And
awesome.
Yeah, no, I
That's
appreciate
awesome.
it.
it's
This
okay
is
to be a
going
little
to-
meta about that, I think.
This is going to potentially fuck with the game. I would like to make sure I don't fuck the game too hard.
Yeah, go for it.
I am personally okay with moving ahead with that. I think it's good to ask.
You do what Blue would do. I mean, I
Yep. If
asked
this
the
is
ship to make a body for our combat AI, so I'm not going to talk.
Yeah, we're all getting what we want tonight.
Okay. So Bill, I want to see if I can
Everyone except Miles is getting what they want tonight.
I feel bad. Miles is
No,
too
it's-
sweet.
again, all I am doing is reserving "I told you so, I told you so, I told you so" privileges for later.
This is so valid.
Yep. So, Bill, I'm thinking about the mechanics of these, the like little grabby handles and how you push this down there, because mechanics is a skill I have.
Right.
And I'm trying to think if I can, what I'm picturing is we're taking these down out of the cargo bay, and the other guy takes it and puts it up into his truck because the union won't let me put it in their truck.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. So I'm trying to think of how I can jimmy with the handle here, that when I pass this off and he grabs it to move it forward, that it like judders away from him and he's the one who crashes it. And then we have to go help pick up the crates and see what's broken open. But that's my plan. It's like
you definitely can do that. You can absolutely do that.
Okay.
You would make a mechanics plus let's say plus EDU.
Okay.
To like look at it and say, oh right, this is the Mark 2741 portaskiff. This is how I would make this do what I want to do.
Okay. That's 9.
Yep.
Okay.
No problem. When you hand this thing over, it's gonna get a little dicey on him, and like the accelerator stays down.
Yeah.
Basically.
But it worked fine when I had it.
Oh, sure, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
Right, and you probably got about like half the. It's like some portion, right? It's like probably 25% of the load, and
yeah,
you take it over, and most of the time that gets taken is like loading the things on, and right, and then, but yeah, okay. Yes, it skids off a wave as he takes it, and he's like, whoa, and because then he kind of gets loose and skitters off and slams into.
What did you do?
Like, what did I do? I didn't do anything.
Don't you know how to drive one of these, dummy?
It's like, yeah, it doesn't take a genius to drive it. It's this
Sure
inferior
doesn't.
equipment that they give us to use out here. Can't
Everything
blame me for
okay
an
here?
equipment failure, mate.
What's going on? Everybody okay? What's
Yeah,
going
I'm gonna
on,
go
Alex?
clean up this guy's mess, and I go over to where the crates are tumbled over, and just gonna see if any of it's cracked open or.
Right. He turns and he starts like pleading his case to you, Miles. He's like, look, I didn't do anything. It's just completely crap equipment they give us to use. I never do any maintenance on it, and then it becomes our fault when things happen like this.
Well, yeah, it's
You
your
saw
fault.
that,
when
right? You
things
saw that
happen.
it wasn't me.
Listen, I just saw the thing go down. I don't know whether it was user error or whatever, and you're right. It's your fault. So you better make sure that you tell your employers or whoever's expecting this cargo that if there's anything wrong, it's your fault, right?
It's like, no, it's not my fault. It's the equipment's fault. It's the port's fault.
Well,
That's whose
you know
fault it
what?
is.
That's fine. I don't care as long as it's not our fault. My guy didn't do anything wrong, so if you screwed it up, you screwed it up.
So look, I think here's the agreement we can make. It wasn't your guy's fault, and it wasn't my fault. It was, and he points like over towards like where customs and the ship. He's like, it's their fault.
I don't
not the
care
equipment.
whose fault you try to blame it on as long as it's not mine.
Look, I'm just saying, you're not going to blame us,
And
I'm not going to blame you.
Fine. Just get it back, get it together. When Alex comes back, just get it together and get this stuff going. Jeez.
All right, Alex, this discussion between Miles and the dock worker is buying you whatever time you'd like to do whatever it is you'd like to do.
Yeah, so I want to go investigate, see if anything is cracked open, if there's anything that is easy to, just as I'm like, oh, I can't believe, just grumbling about, having to clean this up.
You can see that on one of the cases, like it looks like the data pad is shorted.
Okay.
Right. So normally you'd have to enter a code and it would open it up, but it's shorted out, and you can see that it's like slightly ajar.
Okay. So I also need to know, am I good at like sleight of hand palming things?
That would be deception.
No.
That one I know.
Deception
like-
plus edu.
With my background, I think Sal might notice what's happening here now.
Yeah. I was gonna make you a recon check, but I don't think you need to.
Alex
because-
isn't that
because
sneaky.
Alex is not good at this, and you're like, oh, my sweet summer child. Oh,
Mhm.
Alex is trying to do crime.
Yeah.
I mean, I started a crime.
Alex, I see you're trying to do a crime. Would you like help with that?
Oh, I love
I'm
it.
just gonna clippy my
Wow.
way over there.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
You need some help cleaning this up, buddy?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like you do.
And it's sort of like tow the one that has the busted panel as I'm picking up another one. You know, I'm like, that one.
Mhm. So I don't know what he's looking for, but I do.
You can tell
know,
him that.
I do know contraband when I see it.
You do.
I'm gonna. Can I key like do like star 69 blue, like
Sure.
the private com?
Yes.
Okay.
Hmm?
Can you tell Sal what it is we're looking for?
I forgot that Sal was not in the room when I asked for the drugs. I'll relay the chemical compound. Like what it's called. It doesn't have a street name to my understanding, or I wouldn't know its street name. That would be weird.
You don't know its street name.
I don't know its street
I'm
name,
not
but she probably doesn't know what you're talking about.
But it'll say on the thing, right? You know.
Can I roll to steal whatever's illegal in this crate?
Excellent. What are you gonna roll for that?
Crime.
Crime roll.
Crime. I'm gonna roll my crime.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's my crime stat? Deception?
Deception would be to definitely yeah, so here's what I'm gonna have you do.
No?
I'm gonna have
No.
you do a recon first to
Okay.
spot the contraband. Right. So because you're looking for something illegal, I want you to make recon plus soch, but your negative becomes a positive.
Negative becomes a positive.
This is my little
Fantastic.
homebrew rule, by the way. And I flip that. If like Miles went to do crime, his positive would become a negative because it is not his thing.
Yeah.
Because he's a high soch guy, right? So
Yep.
Sal's got a very low soch, but this is her element, so she gets to use that to her
Alright,
benefit.
dice, you gotta do a good job. We're gonna steal a thing.
Versus like Sal at a fancy party.
Mhm.
Yes, which is not so good.
Oh, heck yeah. The dice like crime today. I got a 10.
Nice.
Excellent. So you go ahead now, and you have definitely spotted, like mixed in amongst the actual medical supplies. You're like, oh, here's a couple of packages that don't look like they quite belong. Like they're just labeling slightly askew. Like you have to know what you're looking for, right? This might fool someone. Definitely would fool someone on a casual glance, but your speciality is allowed it to mask that. So if you would like to now take this without being seen, please go ahead and roll a deception plus. Well, it depends on how you are taking it. If you're just trying to like sleight of hand it, then it would be plus dex.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like that would probably be her MO because she wears kind of like drapey, layery business.
Right.
So leaning over to pick something up, it's pretty easy to just like whoop, tuck things in pocket. Okay. Come on, dice. Let's do crime. I got another 10.
Excellent. Yep, you put them in one of your numerous voluminous pockets in your coat, and clean up the rest and close up the container and get it loaded back onto the skiff. the skiff's not running now. That was kind of part of the thing as it goes out of control
Yeah.
and it stops, but they'll have to bring over another skiff and load it up. And now kind of an argument has broken out between the dock worker and one of the people that work actually at the receiving station.
Good.
Right, about like, hey, if you didn't give us such crappy equipment, we would have this stuff happen all the time. Right? The other guy's like, I do not care if you think this is crappy equipment. It is a highly technical, and obviously your lack of intelligence has caused you to not be able to operate this simple piece of equipment. And they're having a huge argument back and forth.
I
Sounds
really
like
want to
our
throw that
cute.
guy under the bus, but I also don't want to put myself in a worse situation.
Yeah.
So
I just am like, can you guys take this somewhere else?
So, so you, over the, next, we'll say that was like the last bit that was coming off, right? So if it worked or didn't work in either way, you'd be able to get foe.
Yep.
But
Great.
so while they're sorting it out, you can return to the ship.
Yeah. Let's do it and let's get out of here.
All right, we're all good. Yeah, guys.
Yeah.
yep,
We're all
ready
good?
to go.
Delivery
All right.
done.
Great. Let's get back to Portia.
Sounds good.
See, wasn't
All
that
right.
easy? No?
Hmm?
Wasn't that easy?
Yeah. Super easy.
Oh yeah, it's my favorite kind of job.
So on the 10 hours back,
Alex
Sally
goes to
gotta-
the engineering to hide his panic attack.
Oh, no.
Oh, buddy.
Oh, buddy.
Are you all right, Alex?
Oh, yeah, just give me a minute. I'm not having a medical emergency.
Oh, all right.
and Xanthus goes back to, it looks like he's working on some schematic modifications. You are, yep, go ahead.
Sal will come and find Alex.
He like gets up. I think he was sitting on the floor, right?
Yeah.
Not rocking and is but. Oh, hey, Sal.
Hey,
It's just-
you doing all right there?
Yeah, it's just Xanthus is fixing my schematic.
Oh, sweet.
I'm pretty sure Alex
cool.
is visibly sweaty.
Yeah. you
Xanthus just looks up and kind of nods and goes back to his work.
want to get some water and sit down in the galley?
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
A little pale.
Yeah,
Want to hydrate?
thanks and thanks,
You got it.
because yeah.
Yeah, that's my
Oh,
forte.
God.
I got you. Don't barf. Let's go get you some water.
All right. Yeah. Maybe whiskey. Is there whiskey? Do we have whiskey?
I'm sure we've got something whiskey adjacent.
Yeah, you've got something that's whiskey-like.
So-
There's like a dark booze,
Mm.
right? Like a dark spirit and a clear spirit.
right. It lasts a long time.
Yeah, that fit those general flavor profiles.
Yeah.
So Sal will wait until you get to the galley where there's nobody else around. So these for you?
No, they're.
You got 2, maybe 3 other options.
Hold on.
Hmm?
And I'm like in a text to Blue, like, I have to tell Sal something
Why do you have to tell Sal anything?
because she has your stuff, and
Why
she
does
needs to
Sal
know
have
who
the
it's for.
Why does Sal have the stuff?
Because I couldn't get it. That's why I asked you to tell her what we need.
Yeah, tell Sal they're for me. She was with me.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. This is fine.
Thumbs up emoji.
So these are for Blue then, yeah.
Yeah. I had to ask her first. I didn't want to, there. I guess it's something she needs. So I.
Okay. Yeah, you can tell her drugs are in my bra.
Okay. Your
I'm gonna
drugs
hear
are in
later.
Sal's bra.
Blue's sitting on the bridge like, what the fuck am I gonna do? Okay.
And Sal, I owe you big time. Anything you need, you let me know. I am not good at stealing things, but anything else that you need, I am there for you.
I could tell. You need to do a crime again in the future, you can just ask me for help.
I am going to. I hope we don't have to, because this was a very easy job that didn't need to go like this. But Blue
okay.
said she needed this stuff, and that seemed important. So
Yeah, you were being a good friend. That's what I would have done.
I'm glad you see it that way. Thanks.
Yeah. Like, it's a good test of a friend that will steal drugs from a megacorp for you.
Yeah. Wow, that sounds even worse when you say it out loud like that.
It's okay. Don't worry. I'm building a robot army.
I'd like to know more about that.
Oh, I asked Xanthus if he would build Chernobog a body.
Oh, that'll be way more efficient for him.
Right?
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, that's great. They can go in space. They could do, yeah, that's...
I know, right? Maybe we've got more AIs in here.
I wonder if Chernobog could operate like 2 or 3 bodies at a time. They think way faster than we do.
That's a great idea.
Huh.
Hmm.
We'll have to ask him about it. He might not
Yeah.
want to. It could divide his attention too much. And
That's true. I wonder
He
if
he definitely could.
Oh,
Oh, cool.
okay, Xanthus.
He's- I'm postulating off of how most of the, at least Ursula and myself, and from what I understand of how Chernobog operates, it seems like as long as it's in his core protocols, I mean, no offense, but running an autonomous body is not that hard.
Well, no, I believe you. We're complicated machines that don't make a lot of sense. So, your machines make more sense.
That's good to know.
I just want to say though, if like anybody gets to leave the ship, I really want to leave the ship. I mean that.
Well, I think we're going to try to do that when we can, but we're going to have to figure out some way to hide, like maybe get you an outfit of some kind.
Can we elf this?
Yes.
Oh yeah, we're
I
gonna.
mean, if it's a security thing, like Sal knows, like she said I'd do really well if I was fighting humans.
Oh, yeah. That's definitely the
I mean,
case.
Chernobog's gonna be way better, but because I just downloaded his protocols and then basically a
Yeah.
secondary carrier, but it's still.
I'm not worried about your capabilities. We're just there's a certain amount of stealth involved in some of what we do, and you look awesome, but you're a little too awesome looking to blend in as well.
And
so we might have to get you an outfit.
And even aside from sneaking around, you to other people will look in, like incredibly valuable machinery that they would want to steal. And I know you could make that difficult for them to carry out, but they would put a lot of effort into trying to steal you and study you, which I don't want to happen to you.
Oh, I appreciate that. As I recall, Sal said she would murder anyone who tried to steal me, though.
I would too, actually. Huh.
Yeah.
And it turns to Sal like, I can, but I'm bad at stealing, but I can fight.
Oh, she looks pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
Cool.
I mean, probably not as good as you, but I'm not, just not sneaky.
Yeah. No, dude, Xanthus, if leaving the ship is a thing you want to do, we'll make sure that happens for you, bud.
Wow. That's so nice.
Well, yeah, that's what friends are for.
Not even Father really wanted me to do that. You guys are fantastic. And he definitely smiles, like,
What?
and kind of goes.
And he smiles and goes back to his work.
Oh, yeah, okay. It's probably a bad time to ask what happened to Father.
Right. So because I want to scene. I'm looking at our clock too,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I'm moving us to
Carry on.
getting back to the asteroid. Portia's there.
Mm-hmm.
And you land, and she kind of, comes across, and it's her and Berkeley come
wait,
across, and she's like,
hold on.
yeah.
I need a quick tete-a-tete with Sal and Blue before we go out to meet them.
Okay, sure, go ahead.
Oh yeah.
Blue, Portia's your friend. How much Portia needs to know something happened.
Portia can find out that there was a problem with the dock. Like, we didn't do anything wrong.
Right, but it's better if we, I'm not great at telling a lie, but it's better to say, something happened versus somebody just find out a secret. It's better to sort of tell someone that you trust the secret before they just find out, because if someone just finds out a secret, then it might damage trust.
What? There's no secret though. The dock workers crashed the skiff.
Yeah.
Stuff fell down.
I'm not going to say anything about it.
I think that's a good idea.
I think it's a good idea.
Okay.
Do you need a shot of something before we go over there? You fortify your nerve, bud?
No, I'm still good.
Okay.
I actually feel
she's
better when we go outside.
Yeah, I mean, she's like come out of the ship. It's her and Berkeley out of the prophecy dancer. She's basically ready to, meet off grid to hand over your guys' pay.
Yeah.
Great. And so, head out there and do the handoff.
So, easy on our side. All good with you guys?
All good on our end.
Pretty good.
Yeah, well, everything I got looks like everything came through.
Right.
So, it's always a little weird playing both sides of the fence, but
Hey.
that's why I gave you guys the delivery to go to Drifter Dynamics.
Mm-hmm.
Because then we took the delivery over to Meridian Aerospace.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm never one that like to get mixed up in turf wars between megacorps, but they're paying really well for this stuff right now.
Yeah, listen.
Each one of them wants this planet, so they want to fight it out, but pay people to bring in some stuff to help them out. Some machine
Whatever.
parts and medical supplies. Those things really help you out when you're trying to keep your turf.
Listen, I already know more than I need to know. We did a delivery. Happy to do it again sometime.
Great. I'll keep that in mind.
Great.
Blue, good to see you again.
Good to see you. Yep. Monty says hi.
Oh, okay. Say hi back to Monty for me. And Berkeley comes over to Alex and says, "Is everything all right with the engines?"
Yeah. We got it sorted out. There was it's pretty much everything's set. It's gonna need another shakedown cruise, but I think we found it.
Well, I don't know what your travel schedule looks like, but about 4 weeks or so, I think we're going to be making a run to Yuma. Maybe
You should look us up.
get a drink. I mean, it won't be as good as mine, but
It's hard to imagine. Yeah. Look me up if you're over there.
I'll
Be
do
great.
that.
There's this little dive bar at the bottom of the. Wait, is that bar still there?
Yeah, we didn't ruin that.
Okay.
Yeah, the bar's
All right.
still
No,
there.
that place is fine. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. It's just a great place. I can show. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Great. And she kind of like double taps on your faceplate.
Yep.
It's like, I'll look you up.
Awesome. This is good. This replaces Alex's awkwardness with like a very legitimate awkwardness. So.
So as you get back on the ship, you've got a cred stick that she's handed over. That you can check out. The system has got 250,000 credits on it.
Cool.
And there is a gas giant in the system, so all you have to do is go there and do a scoop, and you will be ready to head off to where it is you're going to go next.
Great.
Brilliant.
And I think we're going to call it there, having successfully completed your milk run. And
then some.
And then some, and we will we'll look at where we're off to next time in our between session timing. Since we'll be back in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Thrilling episode of Yuma Station. Thank you everyone who's here for joining tonight's session. Thank you for guiding me in the right direction in the skills when I had my minor brain twitch. I hope everybody here had fun tonight. Hope you all had fun listening. We would love you to share this game with your friends. If you're new to the show and want to catch up on previous episodes, please head over to happyjacks.org/Yuma Station, or just look for Yuma Station on your favorite streaming platform. And if you also want to check out any of our other content, we would love you to check out the calendar that will come up on the screen after we do our closing go around. So once again, I'm Bill Roper. You can find me on Twitter at Bill Roper, or on TikTok, where I'm still doing weird stuff, at Bill freaking Roper. I'll hand it over to Samantha.
Hello, I'm Sam. You can find me at Red Pandroid on most of the socials, including TikTok these days. And also, this is the only game I'm playing in right now, but if you want to check out my artwork, I also have a shop for my chainmail jewelry and illustrated t-shirts and home goods and whatnot at stiarnastore.com. Go check that out, or just check out my socials, and I usually look to stuff like
Clara.
I am Clara. I was playing Blue Lynn Wallace, and I'm all over the internet as clearly underscore golden, unless you're into mermaids, in which case it's mermaid underscore clarity. And I am here every other Monday playing Yuma Station, and currently every Tuesday I am on the All Night Society by Queen's Court Games, which is a Vampire the Masquerade actual play, which I find very well produced. I am guesting as a La Sombra investigator, and that's sort of just where all my actual top energy goes. So it's a good time. You should definitely listen to it. You're never going to hear me play a character like that again, I think. Maybe. I don't know. It's unlocked something terrifying in me.
Jay.
Hey y'all, you can find me on the socials at Jay Holtham in all the social places you go. I am also playing games on Saturday mornings with Jason Mills, sitting right here with us on his Twitch channel. It's probably okay. And you can also find me on the 12-Sided Stories podcast, playing various games and rolling terribly.
And Jason.
I just have to say quickly, Jay, I'm really glad to be being in games with you, because I don't like being called Jay. And if there's a Jay and a Jason, nobody shortens my name when there's already a Jay in the game.
Hey.
But people do that all the time. Like, they don't know that I don't like being called that, and they just call me that. So I was just thinking, like, oh yeah, that doesn't happen when we're in the same game.
Yeah.
But my name's Jason. You can find my stuff on Twitch and Twitter at It's Probably Okay. I have a schedule set up on Twitch that I'm pretty good about sticking to. The next thing I have is my Wednesday stream, where I play games that are hard and you die a lot. It's called On Wednesdays We Wear Death. It's a hoot. And Saturday morning I have a game with Jay and some people. You can check out the game I made at demigodspbta.com. It's The rest of the rule book is on the way, but there's a fully playable quick start there that you can check out. So I think that's it for me. Anything before we go to calendar?
Just a thank you to everybody for playing. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you out there.
All right. Bye.
Bye.